Current temperature, sunny 93 downtown, feels like 97. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
Happy Tuesday.
No meeting scheduled today, so got to do the whole thing.
Dang it.
Maybe I can schedule one.
Dave's like,
Do I have that kind of
texting.
clout to call a meeting?
Like, oh, you mean start one?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, good question.
What would the meeting be about?
Nothing. I just tell some jokes.
Okay.
Hey, I just wanted to workshop some stuff.
That sounds good.
I had this thought last night while I was high, and I just wanted to run it by all the bosses. So, should we start with the controversy from lunch?
Oh, you mean
yes.
our controversy?
Yes,
I
I made
mean-
everyone shut up. Now, you could have kept talking once I left.
No.
Okay, but I'll let you set the stage.
Well, I forget where it started it. Like, I remember where it became, because I think I brought up, do you remember the Daffy Duck, or which I said, who was it? Was it Daffy or Bugs or somebody like that found like a pile of gold, and he was like, he turned into like a psycho because of the gold. And then we had the generational divide show up.
Yes.
Because Andrew was pretty clearly like sold that it was Scrooge McDuck. And I'm like, no. Scrooge didn't exist when this happened. Scrooge McDuck wasn't even a character when this happened.
I don't even know what it is you're accusing Daffy of having done.
Daffy found a treasure in a cave, and he turned into a psychopath, and he was trying to like push Bugs Bunny out, and he was going, it's mine, it's all mine.
I'm rich. I'm a
I'm
wealthy
happy
miser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm independently wealthy.
Yeah, independently wealthy.
You said he dove into the treasure.
He does.
He
He
does.
dives into the treasure like multiple times during the episode.
Yeah.
He just like does a big old swan dive, boom, and then he pops up and he's in there. And he's like, it's mine.
So you're accusing Disney of having stolen it.
I think Disney stole everything.
I think, yeah, anything that followed Daffy and gold that looked like that was something, and Disney used a duck to do it. Like, come on, you didn't even choose a different animal.
Although Scrooge, I don't think Scrooge had his own show or anything, but he may have existed when Daffy did.
He did. He was created in 1947.
There you go.
Yeah, but he wasn't a TV show.
He was on DuckTales.
Woo.
Woo.
I cannot forget that stupid jingle from my kid watching it.
I never watched that.
Yeah, my kid did.
Scrooge McDuck, created in 1947. The Looney Tune that Kevin is referring to is called Alibaba Bunny,
Yes.
which came out in 1957.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
First of all, awesome. Second of all, that seems a little problematic.
Yeah, I didn't really want to say it.
What else
Everything-
happens in Alibaba Bunny?
Everything was problematic in the old cartoons.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing like,
You have to understand,
Yeah.
like, being my age at least, in St. Louis, and everyone my age listening will remember this, morning television was, like, Bugs Bunny was very racist and problematic,
sexist,
by today's
you mean,
standard.
you name it. Like, I mean, Pepe Le Pew's a stalker.
But every now and then, they'd get worse. And they would throw like a 1930 black and white
Yes.
cartoon.
Oh,
They're like,
my
deepest,
God.
darkest Africa.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm not comfortable with this.
No,
I'm
if you
not
see
sure
them
with
now,
it.
you're like, how did human beings make this?
Yeah.
I've got it, by the way.
I'm a happy miser.
There you go.
There you go. So you're both right.
He sounds so cute,
Yeah. He was very excited.
and he was little.
'Cause he's
he was
rich.
shrunk down for
Yes,
some
he
reason.
got shrunk. Yes, because the genie shrunk him down, I think. Isn't that what happened, Dave? He rubbed the magic lamp, and then something like that's what shrunk him down tiny?
Sounds right. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Casey Lloyd brings up Romper Room. God, I was in love with Miss Lois.
What's a romper room?
What's a Romper Room?
Oh,
What's a
yeah.
romper room?
Is that what her name was?
Miss Lois. Well,
Was
I
it?
think they had different ones around the country.
Because they definitely did the whole, like, so this lady would she do it at the beginning or the end?
And
At the end of the show, would look through like a magnifying glass, like she's looking through the camera, and just list children's names.
I see Rachel.
I see Dave. I see Rachel. And then when you heard your name, you'd be like, ah!
yeah.
My friends have fun at play. I see my buddies in Nova Scotia. There you are.
Nova Scotia.
Oh, that's the Canadian romperoo.
Never
Anyway.
mind.
They didn't even name the kids' names.
Just forget it.
It'd be like I see
Calling out
Rachel
entire
and
countries.
Andrew. Yeah.
I only recognize one Miss Lois, and that is Peter's wife.
Peter.
Wheels doesn't watch Family Guy, which is the most
Oh,
mind-blowing
no.
thing to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, he is Family Guy.
He is Family Guy coded, without a doubt.
I feel like my generation had a weirder childhood entertainment experience than you guys did, just because they were just throwing crap on the wall
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And none of it made sense, and it was just crazy. And you guys had crazy cartoons, like Nick's mom didn't let him watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Angry Beavers and stuff like that, which I did. Sorry, Jen. And I'd get the leg up somehow.
Well, it's anything any of us watch is nothing compared to the things kids are stumbling across online these days.
Like
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I don't know. I'll always see TikToks of like, I think I've sent them to you, Andrew, where it's like, my baby sister's been watching this channel and now she's grounded. And it'll just be like a song. And then the song gets like really profane really fast.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's all in like little kid colors, and they'll like reference drugs and reference alcohol.
Wow.
They like sneak it in there. It's very troubling. Don't
Yeah.
let your little child use YouTube without supervision.
Do you
No
guys, have you heard of dopamine sites?
No.
So I had neither, and I saw a story on it today, and it is. So the best I can explain it is by giving an example. There's one called Deliveroo, and it allows you to have a DoorDash experience to shop through and choose all the food you want, and then you don't pay for it, and it's never delivered. So there are like fake eBays and fake Neiman Marcus's where you can have the dopamine hit, supposedly, if you love shopping or if you love golf or whatever it is, but you don't actually have any transactions.
Does that work?
I don't know. I mean, evidently they're huge.
Like, do you get the same fix knowing it's fake and knowing it's not coming? Because usually the fix is like you get that rush when you're like, yeah, it's time. Here we go.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty good example of this with my eBay problem, which I've been very good about the last few months. But for me, when the package is delivered, I'm always a little bit disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, it was like more the chase. Like, oh my gosh, look at this baseball glove from 1974, and I have to have it, and blah, 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 you know, bidding on it or buying it, and then like, oh, it's gonna come in, and then when it does, it's real cool for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, what's next? So maybe I should get on Deliveroo.
Well, I get the what's next, but the what's next doesn't happen until you get the thing.
Yeah, getting the thing is fun. It just doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
Which I think is what we've learned from 10,000 years of philosophy,
Yeah.
basically, is like you just keep wanting more of it. So, but I thought that was kind of interesting. That's a thing for grown people.
I mean, I guess if it works, but I don't know. It feels like with no payoff. Like, at what point does it stop working?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I did that, I'd be kind of upset that I wasted the time
Right.
shopping and then I don't even get the stuff.
Right.
Although, not to call you out, but you love to look at real estate.
Yeah, but that's because I have, well, sure. But I mean, I have a real interest in real estate. I think it's a little different, like getting familiar with properties and comps in your area. And then, like, I'm going to add the Whopper to my cart, but I'm never going to
So
check
I'm not going
out.
to eat it.
Right. Right. I think it's a little different to have like a big dream and have an idea and thing you want to
Yeah.
work on versus a cheeseburger.
And for me, it's also like, I'm not going into it like I'm going to buy this home. I'm nosy and I like to know what kind of properties are out there and what's available. It's just fun to familiarize myself.
It seems harmless though if it gets you what you want.
True. I mean, it's better than spending money you don't have.
Ah, good point.
I learned about a new T-Rex last night.
T-Rex?
It's called Tylosaurus Rex, Tyl. It was bigger than the T-Rex,
Yeah.
and it was an ocean-going dinosaur,
Yeah.
and it's supposedly the most powerful meat eater of all time.
Yeah, it's a big guy.
Yeah.
I think that's in the Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's what it is. Maybe I'm wrong about which one they're depicting, but yeah,
Never heard of it.
it's a massive sea, like almost like a crocodile.
He looks cool.
He's huge, though. Like croco whale.
Crazy.
Wouldn't it be crazy because we really don't know what the dinosaurs looked like on the outside for sure. What if he was like bright pink?
Yeah. Could be.
I mean, we don't know.
No.
We tend to go by what we know about similar species. In other words, if you're bright pink predator, probably not great because you're going to stand out visually to the animals you want to eat.
Yeah, but he's so big and bad, it doesn't even matter.
Like me. I'm big and pink. I saw something last night. You guys may need to Google this to make sure I didn't dream it.
Okay.
But I swear, that's going to sound so stupid.
By the way, that was the thing in the Jurassic Park I looked at.
Oh, good. We are training Madagascar hissing cockroaches to scuba dive. We have made little tiny scuba suits for them for espionage purposes and rescue purposes that they can breathe through this apparatus for like 3 hours, and then we can control their bodies by using electrical impulses. So basically, a person's driving 1 or 1,000 Madagascar hissing cockroaches through a cave trying to find a bunch of, soccer kids or whatever it is. You looking at this?
It's on the New York Post.
Okay, there you go.
They could possibly be going to Mars.
Yes, they talked about using them on Mars.
Yeah. Interesting.
Tiny scuba suits.
What are the cockroaches going to do when they get to the soccer team in the cave?
Yeah, what are they going to do
can't
about
help.
Do they just leave them there?
It's
Or do
like,
they bring
great,
them back?
now I'm stuck in the cave that's flooded, and there's a bunch of cockroaches in my living space.
Plus, I know they're cockroaches.
This is just great.
But it doesn't seem right to just
No.
mechanically control another being.
It doesn't seem right, does it? It's terrible.
I don't know. They don't really respect our rights. Bugs are always getting in things.
Well, guess we better
It's kind
shoot
of their
them into
planet.
space.
I think we're kind of
Yeah.
living on their planet.
Well, then they should do something about it.
Oh, you're asking for it.
I'm just kidding.
You are asking for
if
it.
they could do something about it, we'd be in trouble.
You're going to find a tiny scuba suit in your house. Damn it, they're here. Did you see the Mexican Batman?
What?
No.
There's a vigilante in Mexico that is targeting bicycle thieves, and he is duct taping them to light poles and then writing the Mexican word for thief or robber on their faces and leaving them for the cops.
That's funny.
Hmm.
I mean, it's obviously risky, but it's funny. I guess bike thieves are probably not the most dangerous criminals to target.
Yeah,
He's not going after the cartel.
Yeah, it looks like young teenage boys taped up to these light poles here.
Even weirder.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess if you're going to pick a type of thief to vigilante against, it would probably be safest to pick bike thieves over a lot of the others.
Yeah, there you go.
Batman of Lagos de Moreno.
I had my bike stolen once by a neighbor. We knew exactly who it was.
A neighbor seems like the worst person to steal your bike.
Dude, every neighbor I had in South Roxana was some kind of thief. I mean, it's just like, it's all about what kind of criminal you were.
Did they ride the bike in front of you?
No, they left it behind the shed, all stripped off. And that's when I got my Pee Wee Herman bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when my dad took me out to Sears, and I picked the very first bike I saw, which was like the kind of bike you would ride in the 1930s.
The banana seat?
No, it was Pee Wee Herman's bike because it was green. It had fenders. It had big, fat, white-walled tires. It was a dork bike.
It didn't have the banana seat? Or
No.
did it have just a regular seat?
No, it's the dorkiest bike you can imagine. It was an old man bike in 1974, but I had no patience. And even my dad was like, "You want this bike?" I'm like, "I want that bike." And I got home, I'm like, "What have I done?"
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free. at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Tell you guys about Susan L. Ward. Talk about her pretty much every day. She's not going to be significant to you unless you or someone in your life is going through a divorce or thinking about going through a divorce. And so let's just say that you're in the latter group, that you are thinking about it, but you haven't really told a lot of people yet. The very best thing you can do is talk to a really good divorce attorney who practices specifically in that jurisdiction. Now, the good thing about Susan L. Ward is she has multiple satellite offices. So she spends a lot of time in St. Louis County, but she's also in Jefferson County and St. Charles County and Warren County. And she's just a larger than life figure that everyone knows. Every judge knows her. I am quite positive that every judge respects her. And that's a big deal. You go into court with someone who the judge is going to have a benefit of the doubt for because they know her ethics. They know her intelligence. They know that she probably knows the law as well or better than they do. She's going to get not breaks like as in, but kind of like, tie goes to the runner kind of thing. So talk to Susan. She'll answer all of your questions in detail. Then you'll have a much better basis on which to decide which way to move forward. 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
We are on the biggest stage in the world right now, and I am talking about soccer. The whole world is paying attention, and FanDuel has decided to change the game. And as you know, if you bet soccer, that sometimes your player gets subbed out, and then what happens? Your bet goes with them. Well, FanDuel says we have a better way to do it. That's not happening anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues with the substitute. So you are still in it until the final whistle. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. I've been telling you about this app for many, many months. I love using it. It's easy to use. All the information you need is right there. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. I want to talk a little bit about this Representative Keene, who had been completely gone from Congress for 4 months, not a sign, not a word, couldn't get a hold of his staff, didn't do anything, didn't vote, nothing, absolutely nothing, became this big mystery. And he came back and he spoke and he said that basically he had depression and he had to be hospitalized for like 3 months. And it rubbed me the wrong way. And so I want to be very clear. This is like, not everyone can talk about every topic. This is one I feel like I have earned over 61 years. I've never been diagnosed with clinical depression, but I have been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and CPTSD and ADHD. So I feel like I can talk about this. And I'm sorry, sir, that you had this problem, and I'm happy that you got help. A lot of people don't get help, and they spiral or they end up taking their own lives like my brother did. So I'm glad. I'm glad. However, you have a job, and to me, it's no different than if you work at Taco Bell. And I doubt you could miss 4 months of work being a normal person and not tell your employer, who in this case is us, what's going on, what the deal is. And I didn't like his attitude. I just thought it was very entitled and like he had a get out of jail free card. And I don't see it that way. Like, okay, you had depression, have depression. A lot of people do. And it sounds like you had it pretty bad and it kind of snuck up on you and you got treatment and that's wonderful. But don't expect us to be like, oh, that's great. I see now why you didn't communicate with anyone for 4 months. I see now why you totally ignored your job, your constituents, your fellow Congress people. 2 and 2 doesn't have to 4 for me on this one. And so I think you can say both things. Good for you. You got help. I wish you well in the future, but that wasn't okay. And it's not okay to do that. And just because you're in Congress doesn't give you special golden rules that you get to basically ignore and not do your job for third of a year, and then just act like it's fine. Thoughts?
Pretty much the same as yours. You know, I mean, sympathy for the human being because, look, depression, all of these things, depression, anxiety, they're real and they suck. They're terrible. They do damage. But the way that you phrase this is dead on. This is what privilege looks like. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to just be an elected official working for your constituents, but you have the privilege and, oh, by the way, the health care coverage that affords you the ability to take 4 months and just disappear. But I also want to know, why was he trading stocks while he was gone during all that time?
Yeah.
Because he had to affix his own digital signature to a lot of the stock trades that he made. So you can make stock trades unless someone's doing that for you, which signing your name for you seems like a pretty bad deal when it comes to financial things. Again, unless there's something we don't know about, like he gave power of attorney to a family member or whatever, an attorney or whatever. But like, that's a bad look too. Your personal signature going on stock trades while you've taken 4 months off your job and not explained it. That's the part. Like, I don't mind the 4 months if you're going to explain it. If you're going to tell everybody, hey, listen, I'm dealing with this. It's real. It's awful. I'm going through it. That's why I'm out. But 4 months of deflection and hiding and not telling people. And again, I get it. I understand. If you want your privacy, get out of the private sector or the public sector. You want privacy, go into the private world. Go into private business. If you're going to be a member of Congress, your problems are not private.
Agreed. Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin. Talk about her every single day. Never want you guys to be like, oh, my God, I can't hear this again. But it's almost like the quarter machine, right? Remember the quarter machine when you were kids at the carnival? And they're just like, there goes those quarters. There goes those quarters. There are people right now listening who are on the quarter machine when it comes to testosterone. You're not getting shoved off the edge yet, but you're really close. And unlike a quarter machine, it's difficult to tell when that moment happens. So for the most part, people end up waiting too long, usually by years, to get some help with their testosterone. All I'm saying is, if you are thinking about the fact that you don't feel as well as you used to, or if you're having troubles in the bedroom, men or women, lost your libido, lost your performance, you don't go to the gym much anymore. When you do, you have a hard time with it. Just go get a blood test. Dr. Kathy Maupin will arrange it. She'll read it for you. She's never, ever going to tell you need something that you don't. If it's not your testosterone, could be your thyroid, pre-diabetic, could be something else. But if you do need it, I can vouch that for the last 7 years, it's really helped me. Right next door is BioBalance Skin. That's for your face, right? So you're going to make your face look as good and young and wrinkle-free as possible. Maybe you have dark spots. I had a ton of dark spots, like Mr. Burns level, and got those lasered a few years ago, and they've stayed away pretty much. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
Chris Ranchi and Amy Markscores connect you with the people, places, and conversations that bring our community together.
And now you get to hear about poo-poo in a box from a firefighter.
No, come on.
The hammerhead worm. And you get to hear about car fires.
And sinkholes.
And sinkholes. I love our newsroom. I think they're doing a great job.
From neighborhood happenings to local heroes, from everyday challenges to unforgettable stories. Chris and Amy, weekdays from 9 to noon on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Ricken Financial.
The first real grip of summer is upon us. Sunny, hot, and humid this afternoon. Starts to get a little hazy. 98 for the high. Tonight, clear and steamy. Upper 80s this evening. 78 for the low. Wednesday and Thursday, do it again. Sunny, hot, and humid. 98 Wednesday, 98 again on Thursday. It's still hot and humid Friday and Saturday. But we're going to add some pop thunderstorms around each afternoon. Friday, 95, Saturday, 95. A little increase in those pop thunderstorms on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost covered the 3 key pillars of retirement planning: income, risk, and your tax strategy. Join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement, every Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on KMOX.
It's 1:31. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
If you are looking for a place for independent living for older adults, the place is Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. It was voted U.S. News and World Report's best independent living for 5 consecutive years. They have social events for the residents there, wellness programs. Just go to fairwindsriversedge.com. Schedule a tour and hear about all of the great new updated spaces, all the dining, the social events, the best. fairwindsriversedge.com. I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Skin Cancer Awareness this summertime, and we're joined by Dr. Aubriana McAvoy, a WashU medicine surgeon.
So I think most importantly, don't ignore a spot that's changing because early detection can save lives, and a quick skin check today could prevent a much bigger problem down the road.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Today, the Cards, the Braves.
Cameron Total Access 520. First pitch 6:15.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. Brian says, are you all doing a special show for the 4th? I don't think we have anything like special programming for the DGS. Friday, we're only on for an hour. The 4th is, of course, Saturday. But Hancock and Kelly have a great series right now, celebrating the 250th. Yeah. Doing all sorts of
great guests, great topics.
Yes, yes. So definitely check that out.
And I think, are we running that on the 4th of July?
We are. It looks. I'm looking at the weekly schedule here. 9 a.m. here on KMOX. You can hear Hancock and Kelly.
Yeah, I've heard a couple, and they're really good.
Dude, they're so good. And obviously, if they're not already, they will be podcasted at some point.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Sunday. The 4th. Oh, I was wrong.
Well, we probably have a baseball game.
We have a baseball game at 6:15.
Yeah.
But it looks like kind of regular KMOX programming on the 4th of July, other than that.
Robert Walsh, who's been with us for a long time on the stream, who's talked about his depression, says, I've alluded to it before. This show and you awesome people have been a huge help getting out of that deep, dark hole. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. You are very welcome.
Yeah. And by the way, glad you're out of the hole.
Yeah.
It's our privilege to be able to. I mean, like that. Nothing feels better than that. Just knowing that we can be a friendly program to people and help people feel better.
100%.
Pretty amazing.
All right, let's talk about the transgender thing. Supreme Court today. Now, look, I'm no Brad Young, okay? I've not read the opinion. I'm not going to give you a breakdown of what the majority and the dissent said. But my understanding is that the Supreme Court sided with the Trump administration and said that states can ban transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. Is that about the long and short of it?
Basically, it's given the rights to the states to make those rules for their own athletic, associations.
Yeah.
So Wheels, is that, I mean, I know that would include like public schools, but when they say women, what kind of state associate, would that be college sports then?
So I think this is all related to high school sports.
Okay.
So every state has its own high school athletic association. I think that's what they're talking about because the college sports, those are run by the NCAA.
Okay.
And mostly it's about the conferences agreeing to be a part of the NCAA, and the conferences have their own rules too. So as you go up, the rules are not as broadly defined because in college, you're always competing against people from other states. So those rules have to be above the state level. And I don't mean above in terms of priority, just mean above that to cover an entire conference and entire
And what are
division.
the NCAA rules about that?
I don't think they have very clear guidelines on it, but at the moment, I think it's biological birth.
That's what it
for the NCAA.
It's looking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Looking at this
actually,
NBC
that's not
article.
entirely true because I mean we know the case of Leah Thomas, who was swimming, as a male swimmer and then transitioned and then swam with women at the Division I level.
Yeah.
So I think it might be
Okay, so that was between 2017
right. So
and 2019.
I think it's changed since then.
Yeah, it looks like it was 2021 that
Yeah.
they put these new restrictions on trans athletes.
But those are also, again, they're not. This ruling, my understanding, was about the high school sports and high school athletic associations having the ability to make their rules.
This is so you guys listen to the show. You have a pretty good beat on me. I'm pretty socially liberal. Have lots of gay trans friends. We had Alex on yesterday, the artist who is trans, who I didn't know was trans, and I'm 1,000,000% supportive in every way, except this one. Maybe because I was an athlete, maybe it just, I don't know what it is, but I'm okay with this. I'm okay with biologically born males not competing with girls in high school.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
Yeah, I think so. At the moment, I want to go by what is provable by science. Okay. And we have to put the onus for evidence on people making a claim. Okay. We have separate men's and women's sports for a reason. It's because when you look at world records, when you look at state records, when you look at all of these things, they're not the same. Women can't run as fast as men. That's not sexist. That's science. Like look at the Olympics. All you have to do is look at that. There are high school boys that run the Olympic times of the women racers. That's not a knock. It's just different. And I think the onus of the burden of proof, I should say, is on the people that are saying that there's no unfair advantage for a person who transitioned from male to female to compete against female sport, and not for that purpose, but if they want to compete in sports. I think the burden of proof is on them to show that it isn't an unfair advantage. Because the thing about sports that we have these rules for, these rules are all about competitive fairness. That's what they're for. It's why we have separate men's and women's leagues and sports. So if you can show scientifically that there's no advantage, I'm open to listening to that.
Same.
That's the burden of proof. But we also shouldn't be making this unfair for people who don't have a choice in the matter, which is all the young women that are athletes. They're women. They're young women. They are biologically who they are and what they are, and they can train to the peak of that. But if someone who is trans has denser muscle structure, wider shoulders, longer legs and arms, more height, as an example, because men are typically taller, and men have higher muscle density. It's why they're stronger. You have to be able to prove that there's no advantage. And if you do, again, let's have that conversation. Let's talk about that. But that's not what we have at the moment.
Yeah.
And
Andrew, I think you disagree. Am I right?
Mostly, I think how I feel about it is that this is a hysterical non-issue. This is something that affects, like 8 sports teams in 8 high schools across the country.
That's the truth, yeah.
We have spent we've spent so much time just on this show speaking about this issue, and we don't even really talk about it. But it just keeps coming up because it keeps being forced back upon us, and now the Supreme Court's involved, and I know of some other, more conservative-leaning shows that talk about this literally like half their show every single day. And it's just such like an incredible, it is a ludicrously outsized issue.
Don't disagree.
For what it actually is.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the actual transphobia gets involved, right?
Yes.
It's the fact that we have to talk about this every single day, 365 days a year, when it is something that really doesn't actually affect anyone.
No, there are two things are true here. It's used as a political weapon to signal that I'm like you, right? I see the world the way that you do. And it's nowhere near as big a problem as the amount of attention it receives. Andrew's 100% right. That said, I do think that the high school state organizations do have to have rules about this because their job is to make sure that fairness is enforced, that it's a level playing field. Because that's what sports are. It's about a level playing field. And even if it's a small number of cases, you still have to have protections in place so that young women don't get pushed out of competition or don't end up not getting a scholarship or don't end up being on a team, whatever, even if it's at that level, because someone else has an advantage based on how they were born. So I completely agree with Andrew. This is way overblown. It is way used as a tool to bludgeon people for political purposes because, as he points out, there aren't that many cases of it.
Yeah.
That said, I do think it's okay for these organizations to be able to make their own rules based on what they think is the prevalence of the issue in the state that they govern, the state that I shouldn't say govern, but the state that they're the athletic power.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I wish the conversation was like this instead of going crazy.
I don't think that a biologically born male who transitions to being female should compete on the girls' volleyball team at Roxana High. But I agree with Andrew that 99% of it has been used to just beat down trans people.
Well, I mean, if you look at the names we put on it, it's like keeping men out of women's sports. Well, that's not even what is going on. Like, that's about the harshest, cruelest way you could phrase that, and yet that's the terms we use in, like, introducing these bills. Like, we got to keep men out of women's sports. Well, no. What you're trying to do is you're trying to say, hey, in this case, trans women cannot compete in girls' sports, and states have the ability to make that decision for themselves, right? That's the kind way of saying it. But that's not what people say.
Right. Yeah, we don't need the flamethrowers on this. We don't need the blowtorches. We don't need the bomb throwing. We can have a rational conversation about this and be respectful to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's largely why I say if you don't think that this is a transphobia issue, you're silly.
It's used that way.
Yeah.
But if it's done properly, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't disagree that these states and these high school organizations and these school boards are welcome to come up with these rules on their own, but that's not how it's being done.
Right, and that's what the Supreme Court ruled, is that the states can make their own rules in this case.
Yeah.
As opposed to there being a federal ban on, or some kind of ban on, limiting the state's ability or state association's ability to govern this type of thing.
So it was a close win on birthright citizenship, 5-4.
What's unclear about the Constitution?
I mean, and Rach, I want to give credit where credit's due. Rach said this morning in the office, and it just, really resounded with me because now, Mike Johnson is so sad because this happened, and Eric Schmidt's like, this shall not stand, and he's introducing legislation that will get rid of birthright citizenship. And, I mean, I was on 97.1 for 20 years. I don't remember anyone bringing that up. I don't remember it being a big Republican talking point.
I remember I hate saying this phrase, but I remember the phrase anchor babies being a thing.
Yep.
That has, I guess, morphed into the birth, like the difference between like, we don't want people just crossing the border and having a baby and anchoring themselves to this country. And I seem to remember the discourse being about like, oh, because then they have a right to stay because their child is a citizen type of thing. Now we're just completely trying to prevent those innocent children from being a citizen of the place they were born in.
Yeah.
That feels
it's
wild.
It's the 14th Amendment. I mean, this was ratified, 150 years ago? Something like that. There is a path to change this if you don't like it, and that is another constitutional amendment. If you don't like that the 14th Amendment says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. If you don't like that, there is a mechanism to change it, which is another amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah.
So if you can't get that done, then shut up, because that language is very clear. It's not ambiguous. And it's not conditional. It's very clear what it says.
Yeah. Tell you guys about my good friend, Dr. Matt Bays. As I've been telling you, Matt is he occupies a small part of the shelf at the grocery store when it comes to doctors. He's not a GP. He's not a guy that you call and say, hey, my kid has a sinus infection. Can I get a Z-Pack? He is a targeted guy who does sports medicine, which is basically injury medicine. But it doesn't have to be sports related, obviously. It could be a slip and fall. It could be a just because. It could be a car accident. It could be a sports injury from 25 years ago. Anything that you would be trying to decide whether to go to an emergency room or do I go straight to an orthopedic surgeon. It looks kind of bad. It feels kind of bad. I'm not sure if it's broken or strained or torn or what. That's Dr. Bays. That's what he does. He can diagnose that. He can treat it. If it's something that you need a consult from a surgeon, he'll send you to Dr. Corey Solman. If it's something chronic that he thinks can be helped with regenerative medicine, the stem cell injections, he will offer that to you. He's a great guy. He's been a good friend of mine for 20 years. And as I always close this with, and I think it's important, I've had a lot of terrible customer service at doctor's offices. Remember one time doctors hated me, like a couple of years, that's when my mom broke her neck. And we sat in a waiting room for an hour and a half with a broken neck, 90 years old. And I complained. And doctors came after me. Not Bays. He doesn't want anyone sitting there in his waiting room too long, especially his people are injured. So great customer service. 636-735-3003, BaysSportsMed.com.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims, and in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. I really wish I had Andrew here for this one because it's a food-related thing. Last night I had a hankering for bowl cereal. I'm a cereal guy.
Nice.
And I got myself some honey bunches of oats.
Yummy.
And I went to open it. Now, let me ask, how do you guys open the inside of the cereal box? Not the cardboard part.
Right, the plastic bag.
The bag.
You just pull it to separate it. You pull it apart.
So you grab the two
You
sides
grab each side and you
pull it apart.
Yeah.
I try to open like one side of the bag.
Okay.
Like just the left side or just the right side, so then it pours out.
Okay.
Like that. I try not to open it in the center.
So I do it like Wheeler, like a caveman. And last night, this thing wasn't budging. And I'm pulling on it for a while. This is sounding bad. And it's going to sound worse. And I knew at any point it was going to explode. I apologize for this. And I didn't plan it to be dirty. And then it did and was all over the kitchen. And that made me, as I was cleaning it up, I had time to think, am I doing this wrong? Have I done this wrong for 61 years? But at least you do it the same way.
Yeah, but I don't. Do you do it in the middle?
Yes.
I do it on an end.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Because instead of doing it right in the center, I pick one end of it.
How have I never figured that out?
I don't know.
You get more of a controlled pour
That's
when you
correct.
open on the end.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pour it like a milk carton?
Right,
Yes.
so the other half stays closed. So
61 years.
Yeah.
I've been opening my cereal the wrong way. Pulling on the middle.
It's a filthy segment.
I know. It was for you.
Dave, you're like the before in an infomercial where it's like, are you struggling to open your bags of cereal?
Dave just like rips the cereal box in half and cereal goes flying everywhere.
Do you do it their way?
There has to be a better way.
Oh,
where you just open the corner of the bag?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Does anyone out there do it from the middle?
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm sure maybe the majority do that.
Well, you know what though? Sometimes I will
That
open.
felt very condescending.
Sometimes I'll open just the middle, but sometimes I will open the entire bag.
Sometimes you have to do that because
And
the
just
side
shake it.
didn't work out right.
Yeah, and then you just shake it from the side though, because you don't want to.
I love it. Dave says, my wife is super neat and tidy with everything except food packaging. Everything she opens looks like a wild animal tore into it. My kind of girl, Dave. My kind of girl. Believe it or not, when Maria and I first got together, this is embarrassing. Oh, God, this is terrible. I would just rip the bread in the middle of it. Yes.
Like the bag of bread?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
It's already open.
Because
You don't even have to open it.
Because it was so easy, and I didn't care.
I mean, you don't even use the twist tie. You just turn it and roll it underneath.
What?
the bag into the bag, right?
Oh,
you
the
don't
twist tie.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on twist
I'm saying,
ties.
but you don't even do that, right? You're just like me. You twist it and then you put it underneath when you set it down, and it holds it closed.
Yeah, now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ripped it open from the center and then you just left it sitting out to get stale?
Yes, ma'am.
David.
You know, it's one of those single-use bread loaves. Use them or lose them.
I'm rich.
Use them or lose
I'm a
them.
happy miser.
I'm independently wealthy. I'm going to get 4, maybe 5 slices out of this bag. Bring me another.
I don't like the bread bag fasteners. Like I like the twist ties, but the ones that are hard plastic with like the slit and then you like slide the bag into that.
You don't like those?
Those are easier.
True story.
Those used to stress me out
I
as a
have
kid.
never in my life up to today resealed the bread the way you're supposed to. I only fold it under now. But I've never done it. I've never done it the right way.
I don't
Well,
see
folding
any
it under is
reason with
not
that.
fine. Folding it
Why?
under is not fine. You're not getting first of all, you're not getting a proper seal. You're letting moisture get in there.
If you twist it like you would before putting on the ties and then you fold it under, it's the exact same thing.
And what if, what if like some ants make their way into the cabinet or whatever?
They can still get in.
I say if they can get in that way, they'll get in with the twist tie or the little clip.
I don't know. No.
I'll show you.
I know how it works. I understand the
We
mechanics
have a loaf
of
of
it.
bread around here anywhere?
One loaf of bread open from the middle, sitting in the office.
We should bring one in tomorrow, and I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
On the camera. It's really satisfying.
Is it?
Oh, my God, yeah. I'll tell you guys about Bethesda. And Bethesda is there for you whenever you need and before you need. I can tell you out of personal experience, we waited too long with my dad. My mom was different because she fell and had surgery and then like immediately needed to be somewhere where people could take care of her. But so many people make the classic mistake. And I get it because, you say like, hey, I had that conversation with my mom a dozen times. She would complain, oh, I'm lonely and I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, maybe we should find, I don't want to live with a bunch of old people. You guys have probably heard similar things. Michelle at Bethesda has been there for 31 years, and I happen to love her. She's great, has a heart of gold, and she talks about this all the time with me and says, like, look, if you need me to be the bad guy, I can be the bad guy because you're the kid and you're never going to know anything. If you need me to this, I can this. And if you just need a lay of the land, hey, here's where mom or dad is right now. Tell me about independent living. Tell me about your independent living apartments. What if she needs a little extra help? What is assisted living like? How much more does that cost? My mom needed skilled nursing and was in hospice the 4 months that she was there. We have that as well. And we have No One Dies Alone, which, as you guys know, I've been a part of since my mom's passing. So all you have to do is go to BethesdaHealth.org, take a look at all of our buildings and, communities. But if you need help right away, hit the Contact Us button, fill in your information, let them know you're from the DGS. That's going to signal Michelle to get back with you.
They say good things come to those who wait, unless you bite into a Hot Pocket right out of the microwave. Waiting to see a financial advisor about retirement could also bring some pain. The pain of watching your money evaporate in a stock market decline. The pain of trying to figure out Social Security and Medicare on your own. Or the pain of writing huge checks to the IRS that you really didn't have to. At the All Financial Group, they believe the more you know, the better decisions they can make. They offer a complimentary retirement assessment. Find out where you are, how you're doing, and if there's a way to improve your retirement outcome. Don't wait. Call the All Financial Group today, 636-230-8824, or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com and set up your complimentary retirement review.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
All right, guys, Kevin Wheeler, I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at supplement superstores. It's a real simple thing, but it's not it's simple in concept. It's not simple in execution because it does a lot of things for you, but it's a complete metabolism system. It's more than a fat burner, and it helps your body work with you, right? So instead of your body not being efficient or whatever, it helps get your metabolism working the level it's supposed to. So it's a great natural weight loss option for people that don't want to get a prescription. If you don't want to go get injections, it's got a lot of great stuff working. And again, I think it's now been 2.5, 3 months since I started. And look, this is my rule of thumb. If it doesn't work, I'm going to stop using it. Well, I'm still using it. That gives you an idea. Burn Balance Complex works. You get the metabolism boost, you reduce stress with lower cortisol levels, appetite control, craving control, all-day focused energy, and again, all natural. It's not magic. You got to do work. You got to make good decisions, but this makes doing those things a heck of a lot easier. So check it out. Get out to Supplement Superstores. Say Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off right then and there on the Burn Balance Complex, and all you need to do to get started is go to supplementsuperstores.com.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2:01, we've got sunshine. Right now it's 95 degrees. It feels like 98 downtown at the Arch. The heat is on.
Michael, no question, summertime is here, and it's going to be around for a while. Some love it. Some don't love it, but we're going to have to put up with it right through the holiday weekend. My detailed forecast coming up next.
First from KMOX, the discord between the St. Louis County Council and administration department heads has reached a breaking point.
County Executive Sam Page is alleging Councilwoman Shalonda Webb threatened physical violence against Health Director Dr. Kanika Cunningham. Page admits he did not hear it firsthand, but has had multiple people reports they heard Webb mutter about wanting to punch Dr. Cunningham in the face. Webb's response?
I didn't say that, and no one, including from the county executive office, reached out to me to ask me, did I make that before people started reporting it.
KMOX was at the press conference where this allegedly happened and did not hear the comments, nor were they heard when reviewing our tape. In a letter to the council obtained by KMOX, Page says all meetings with department heads to discuss their budgets will no longer be private and must be public. Page declined to comment further on his letter. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
There could be another shakeup at the St. Louis Public Schools. Enrollments dropped nearly 60% since 1991, from over 43,000 students to fewer than 18,000 today, and is still falling. Superintendent Myra Berry's released a draft of a plan with 3 possible paths forward. Keep the traditional elementary, middle, high setup, shift some schools to a pre-K through 8th model, or go further and combine most schools that way district-wide. All 3 options would mean fewer buildings. Officials say all 3 would save the district money, and the district says for now this is just a draft.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Supreme Court on the final day of its term issuing decisions including blocking President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship, reaffirming all people born in the U.S. are citizens under the 14th Amendment. The High Court also signaled it will take up a new case when it returns from break, reviewing whether state bans on AR-15 semi-assault rifles is constitutional. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more.
These are weapons that are prohibited in 10 states, plus the District of Columbia. They've been used in some of the deadliest mass shootings in the United States, including Sandy Hook and Uvalde. So many children there killed with these weapons. States responding to that, trying to limit the sale and possession, but now the justices have indicated they're ready to decide whether, in fact, that's unconstitutional.
In Venezuela, officials say the death toll climbing again from the double earthquakes last week. Confirmed deaths now just below 2,000. There are more than 10,000 others injured across the region. This is ABC News.
The Dow from Stiefel up 146 points to 52,329. Weather sponsored by Steve Butts and Crawford Butts family. Wish America very happy 250th.
The first real grip of summer is upon us. Sunny, hot, and humid this afternoon. Starts to get a little hazy. 98 for the high. Tonight, clear and steamy. Upper 80s this evening. 78 for the low. Wednesday and Thursday, do it again. Sunny, hot, and humid. 98 Wednesday, 98 again on Thursday. It's still hot and humid Friday and Saturday. but we're going to add some pop thunderstorms around each afternoon. Friday, 95, Saturday, 95. A little increase in those pop thunderstorms on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Forecast sponsored by America, celebrating its 250th anniversary. Steve Butts and everybody at Crawford Butts Insurance extend their heartfelt wishes for a safe and joyous 4th of July celebration. For generations, Crawford Butts has been proud to serve the community. Steve Butts and the entire Crawford Butts family wish America a very happy 250th. Current temperatures, it's sunny and 95 downtown at the Arch, but the feels like is 98. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. We have a guest in studio, my new best friend in the world, Lindsay Neighbor. She's the Senior Director of Marketing Partnerships at Rawlings. And I went out to the Rawlings Experience, told you guys about this 10 days ago or so. And Lindsay and her team gave me a private tour, which was way cooler than I even thought it would be. And I was expecting a lot because I'm a baseball glove nerd, and I'm a Rawlings nerd especially. So is Kevin. And then allowed me to create my own custom glove, which I told her I was fantasizing she would bring me today. But I understand it takes a few weeks to do, right? So welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is great.
And thank you. Like when I texted you, I meant it with all my heart. No one appreciates this more than me. Like, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, of all the cool things I've been able to do, this is right up there. Yeah. Like, it was fun.
We loved hosting you as such a baseball fanatic that you are, especially with gloves. People really geek out over that category, so we're always happy to show it off.
Yeah, it's funny because, you know, you guys do bats as well. Mm-hmm. I like bats, but I'm not on eBay looking at bats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no emotional connection so much to a piece of wood or aluminum composite material, but that glove has a special connection with its owner, and that's my favorite part of my job, just seeing people come alive when they start talking about their very first glove, and their love continues.
Well, your gloves can last.
Mm-hmm.
Like
well, you've had yours since high school.
My fielding glove I've had since I was 13 or 14. Yeah. Catcher's gloves have worn out and changed, but every catcher's glove I've ever had was more than 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Even at max use in college, bats are 1 a year.
Right.
Like
sometimes
you
more.
don't have that same, like it's not, that doesn't, you get the same feel on your hand every single day for all that time. Yeah.
And I thought I liked floppy gloves. But then I realized that I just grew up playing with really cheap gloves. Mm-hmm. And I got my first Heart of the Hide last year and, you know, broke it in myself, which I love that process. And it's not floppy, but it's broken in. And Kev, you had told me about that. Like, no, you want it kind of in between, and here's why.
I do, yeah. I mean, everybody gets it their own way. But yeah. I like the back to be basically unbroken in. I kind of want it to be, because it holds the shape that way. Yeah. Because I want to build the right shape for my glove. Because my glove is a catcher's glove. I like it to look like a frog mouth. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of the shape that I want it to be. So the back needs to hold. And then the middle, the pocket, I try to break it in so it's softer, so you can kind of manipulate the ball, hold it, you know, make sure it's not popping out. Like that.
So my thoughts on the Rawlings experience, it was bigger than I thought it would be, like more expansive. Yeah. And I knew you'd have cool stuff, but it was cooler than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like the first gloves and the one that you'll know, the Cardinal who designed kind of the
Bill
first.
Doak.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. About maxed out my corporate card buying some of the things we didn't have on different archive sites and a little bit of eBay. But yeah, have so many artifacts that were just sitting in boxes in the office. So that was a fun process going through and having a little bit of an internal debate over what makes the timeline. Mm-hmm. And the good thing is we have so many items to choose from that we can constantly switch things in and out to keep it fresh and keep people coming back.
You know what's cool and magical about gloves? And anyone out there who played will get this. An 8-year-old feels essentially the same way about their glove as Ozzie Smith at Ozzie's age now.
Yeah.
Right? It never goes away. It's always special.
It's always personal. And I think it's because of what Kevin was saying. There's so many different choices to make it your own, whether you like it broken in, whether you want it more firm, the colors now. I think the options on our custom glove builder depict just that, just how many steps you have to walk through. But it's all fun because it's truly a reflection of your style and a connection to your hand. So I think that's why we could pay our endorsers all the money in the world, but if that product doesn't hold up, the glove most specifically is hard to get them to switch. Because they become reliant on it, and it's such a tool for their performance.
Yeah, I've come around on the crazy gloves. Like, I think it's only a couple years ago, Cav, I was talking to you. I was like, what the hell's going on with these kids? Yeah. This is stupid. A glove should look like a glove. And then the more, like, I watch the kids play with them and see how much joy it brings them, who cares?
Right.
Like, who cares?
That's right. It's funny. I used to, I hope my dad's listening and won't be mad, but I used to say if my dad would hate this glove, I know it's going to be popular with younger kids. Because
that's what kids want. They want what their parents don't like.
That's right. And he's such a traditionalist. And that's what's funny with Mason Wynn. He actually, he has a lot of flash to his style and game, but he has a somewhat traditional looking glove. So, you get the ones, the Rev 1X that Francisco Lindor designed. It's a different material on the back, and it has the leather palm, but so many crazy sublimated designs that we're able to do with that. But we put, instead of the embroidered patch that goes on all of our gloves, we just did the silhouette of the patch because we almost wanted people to detach the tradition that they associate with our brand into this one series. We wanted them to just suspend everything they knew about Rawlings being, old school or traditional, and allow for this new scientific glove design to come out. So had a little bit of an internal argument over that, what logo we were going to go with, but I liked coming at a new demographic with something different that would change people's minds a little bit.
So who works with the pros? Do you get to do that?
Sometimes, yeah. And I always have to pinch myself because as a baseball fan, and I try not to show any preference to the Cardinals players, but inevitably I'm sure I do. But my boss, Mike Thompson, he's an industry vet, been with Rawlings 40 years, and he leads our pro department. And honestly, I think, people our pros keep coming back because of the quality, but it's also, we're not a big, crazy large company. We have the same people that have been there a while, and they can talk to someone. And our pro rep, Stevie Cohen, he just has such a rapport with the players. And again, they've been doing it for years. So these people are their friends. And, we have that hopefully friendly Midwestern vibe about us. And just treat everyone like people. But it's hard not to pinch yourself when you're surrounded by like a Brooks Robinson or, a Derek Jeter. It's just, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't know. Well, first of all, I learned in the last segment that most people don't open their cereal bags in the middle like I did last night and it exploded. At 61 years, I didn't know that. Like you could do it on the corner. I also didn't realize, being such a baseball fanatic as I am and a St. Louis kid, that Rawlings is a St. Louis, always has been.
I know. And since 1887, we were downtown sporting goods store. I like to joke when I give tours that we sold wagon covers, parlor games, ice skates, even brass knuckles, which the kids didn't know what that was. I was like, good, keep it that way. But yeah, we've been here our entire existence. And I think that's really what we were trying to do with the Rawlings experience is, stake our claim in the ground. And we did that with a 30-foot Gold Glove on our rooftop.
Yeah. Tell me about that. How were you in on the...
I was. Yeah, there was a small group of us. And probably, I joke, it took a collective few years off our lives, but it's a feat of modern engineering, I swear. And
when they were lifting that thing up there, you're like, please, God.
Well, it's a funny story because we had a truck come in. They had to build a truck large enough to haul it to the front. And it was supposed to be done in the morning, and I'm an adjunct at a local university. So I was like, I hope it gets done. I have to go to class. So that day in class, hopefully my students are listening, we did a live stream where we were watching it. And I was like, guys, I can't teach today. We have to watch this. And it was swinging. And I'm like, please go okay and according to plan. And thankfully it did.
What do you teach?
I teach sports marketing.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Very
in
cool.
the Rawlings Sport Business Management program at Maryville. And, those programs didn't exist when I was back in school. And I joke, I went the journalism route at Mizzou, and I loved it. But now I write slang copy for like 12-year-olds, so not using it as much.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How was J school at Mizzou?
Hard. But, the only thing I didn't love about it is our classes were rather large because so many people go to that program because it's so renowned. But one of the first in my family to go to college, so I felt the pressure to do well. And so I loved it, and I'm very proud of that degree. And whether or not I use it as much as I need to, I did take a lot of business classes, and I went the advertising route. So I could say I'm using that in what I do in marketing.
Yeah, I was one of the first in my family to go to college. I did not feel pressure to do well. So no, I felt like
mine said they want to help out with tuition, so that's a different kind of pressure.
yeah. My tuition, this will punctuate how old I am, was $500 a semester in undergrad at SIU. And I was on scholarship for sports, which was basically like, I have that much in my pocket right now. It's like, okay, well, thanks.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. So let's walk through the. First, let me do like a little ad for you. The custom glove thing. Get it for a kid if you want. If you want to spend the money, absolutely. Get it for the kid. Get it for your dad. Yeah. Even if your dad doesn't play baseball anymore, right? Because like your dad, it'll mean something. You can put their name, their number, their favorite college, a flag of a country. Like, what a great gift.
Yeah.
Just make sure you know what style he wants.
Right? Don't get it wrong.
If
don't
you're
guess.
14, don't get him a 14-year-old glove.
Right.
Take him with you.
That's
Gift
what I'm
card.
saying. Right.
Gift card to design it. But yeah, there's something for everyone, and truly that process of going through the options is so fun. And my dad sits and watches games with a different glove every night. He's amassed quite the collection, but he still goes back to the classic Heart of the Hides. I can't see him in a crazy looking Rev 1X, but it never gets old. And it's, the quality and authenticity that's associated with our brand that makes it extra special.
Yeah. You have the bulk of the MLB, right?
Yeah, well over 50%. I can promise you it's not because we're giving them the biggest paychecks. Some guys we just give gloves to as part of their deal. And we're able to, what's a really cool fact a lot of people don't know, the Gold Glove Award awarded to the best defensive athletes that we do not choose the winner, no matter how many complaints that come our way. The coaches and managers of each league, with the exception they can't vote for anyone on their own team. If they're a Rawlings endorser and they win a Gold Glove, they get the gold patch, which is the biggest flex that you can make as a defender in Major League Baseball. So we've been able to get athletes that aren't signed to Rawlings that want that gold patch to come over to our brand. And that's really special because they really want to wear that. And even better is the Platinum Award, which is fan voted. So, yeah, those are great things when that means something to them.
Yeah.
And they wear it as a literal and figurative badge of honor.
Who's in the laboratory as we speak coming up with the next generation of gloves?
Yeah, we have a really small but mighty team of glove engineers. And it's funny, one of them, Newman, we call him Newman just like Seinfeld, but and Josh, they are just super creative, and they're always coming up with crazy designs. Some stick, some don't. But I will say we do so much research with players throughout the year, all ages, all abilities, and I think that harkens back to working with Bill Doak. That was really the first example of us
like
listening.
1919, right?
1919, and giving us feedback and us going to make it. So we haven't really changed from that model. We get a lot of our trends from Major League Baseball at spring training. What colors are hot, what materials they're looking at. And then we also borrow from the footwear and apparel industry as well. What trends are coming up there? Gloves right now, they were having a moment where all of them were neon colored and almost the uglier the better in terms of all the designs. But now we're seeing it go back to some of the more traditional tans, camels, blacks with a pop of color, with hot pink laces or a neon green web. So it's just interesting to see what works with certain audiences and what doesn't, but we have something for everyone.
Yeah. Rach, any questions?
I just wanted to ask Lindsay, not everyone who pops in is going to walk out with a glove like Dave. Like, what is there for people who are, maybe they're just down at Westport, they see Rawlings and they're like, all right, I'll go in and check it out.
Yeah, and that's what, it's so funny when people ask me, like, what's the demographic for the experience? And I'm like, everyone. You don't even have to like baseball, I think, and there's a history buff would love it there. I think if you want to get exercise, go in our batting cages and, try out some of our bats. We have the Gold Glove Vault, which is dedicated to those that have won 10 or more Gold Gloves. So that's more of the museum type experience there. We have apparel, headwear, everything, that a baseball or fast pitch athlete could possibly want. And also the fans, just wearing a cool T-shirt to a Cardinals game. And the great thing is we're always adding to it because we're not necessarily retailers by trade. So still figuring things out. On my to-do list is how do we make this field trip friendly or have corporate events. So that's something we're working on now. But the sky's the limit with it. And we want people to keep coming back. And I think the best part, in line with a lot of the St. Louis attractions, it's free. We don't charge for a tour. We don't charge for admission or to use our batting cages. We want to make that accessible for all the people that come through St. Louis and the folks that live in St. Louis as well.
So you guys have hundreds of gloves on the wall that you can interact with, put them on your hand, see what they feel like. Can you buy those?
Yeah. And
Okay.
so it's funny. I know we were having some internal discussions when we were setting it up, but we went with like a minimal wall. We didn't put a lot of ad copy because that is the goal, to get people to try it on and go play catch, try it out, pound it a few times in your hand. Because as Kevin stated, it's all about feel. We can't articulate necessarily the greatest features and benefits to it, but you have to try it out and just see what that feels like. And that's like that intangible piece.
Yeah, I've tried on several really expensive gloves, and you're like, not for me.
Right.
No, same.
Not for
Yeah,
me.
same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for the
Come visit
glove.
us.
Thanks for the visit. Yeah. So the next time you are in need of something cool to do, or you find yourself at Westport, which is lovely just by itself, stop by the Rawlings Experience, say hi to Lindsay, and really, really cool stuff. Thanks.
Thank you.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck taxed, your property taxed, everything you buy taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
So I want to tell you about one of my newer clients. Ben Barnett is the owner. Timberline Professional Tree Care. You can find them at stltreecare.com. And you guys know, I think you perceive I'm pretty straight up with you guys. And there are some of my clients where I'm like, hey, I hope you use ABC, but just so you know, EFG company is pretty good as well. Ben would never say he's the only good tree service in town. I know a couple of other guys who own tree services, and they're great people. But it is an industry that is non-regulated. So I could open a tree service tomorrow, and buy a chainsaw, Dave's Tree Service, show up at your house, cut my leg off, sue you. Like, you have to be really, really careful. Whether it is planting trees, which we can do, taking trees out, removing stumps, diagnosing problems with trees or shrubs or bushes, diagnosing your soil. And, if you live in Webster and you have a beautiful 100-year-old tree, like, we can just dedicate our time and visit that tree once a month. Like, we baby trees. If there, of course, is a storm that blows through and you have some limbs down or a whole tree down, make your call to Ben Barnett at Timberline. Again, that's stltreecare.com.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS 225. I love doing segments like that.
This is interesting.
Yeah, just a little something you don't know about. Very cool.
And she's a great ambassador, too.
She's great, isn't she?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I thought of something last night I hadn't thought of in a really long time, but it's a really sweet story. Apropos of nothing. But when we first got Augie, we sent him to a trainer who was doing lives with me, like, every day, like Monday through Friday. And he went for like 6 months. And the guy that drove the van listened to the DGS. And in the evening, when he would be driving Augie home, Augie would recognize my voice and, like, cry and whimper.
Oh.
Like, that's Dad.
Yep.
Isn't that cool?
I know
That's
that
very
guy.
sweet.
That's what he was saying. He's like, I know him.
Yeah. Dogs are so awesome.
Dude, it's crazy the things that they can figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them don't figure out anything, right? Like, no, I'm serious. Like, some of them, they like audio and video things, they doesn't register to them. Others, they see and hear everything and they can pick up the details.
I'm thankful to have them for 12 or 15 years, but can you imagine if we had them like 30 or 40?
Oh, my God.
I mean,
it'd be great.
It'd
be great. Unfortunately, it's not that way.
Although losing them would be that much harder.
Well, it would be, but I mean, it's bad now as it is.
And look, I've said many times, like, no one loves dogs more than me. But the reason we love them so much is because they can't speak.
I wish they could, dude. It would be great.
Right, Andrew? If they were talking to you, you'd be like, oh, you're kind of annoying.
I don't wish my cat could talk.
Oh, I do. I wish all animals could talk. That'd be the best.
I mean, she does talk. She.
Rachel, did you do a Reels today?
Yeah, we did a little clip of Andrew drinking his green juice yesterday.
Yeller.
All of our reels are just
Yeller
all
juice.
of us jumping on another person for doing something slightly
Yeah, Rach pointed out most of the show is just us busting on one another.
That's what friends are for.
We all get our turn. Andrew gets extra turns.
They made a song about that back in the day. That's what friends are for.
That was pretty funny, though.
It was.
It's just so funny that we noticed it, like, at the same
he
time.
was taking the world's like slow. It was just
it was bizarre.
It was just out of the use.
But it's also
for
right in our
Andrew. He
face
was
on
like,
the stream too. Like, you're looking at the camera and you see it like right there.
I knew exactly what you meant when you said it too. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Savoring that sip.
He's like, this
I
is
remember
it's
that.
a good vintage.
It was me trying to figure out, like, should I still drink? Yeah, I'm gonna drink.
That's funny. Tell you guys about Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty, the Gelman team. These guys are just next level. They just are. And kind of apropos what I was talking about with Timberline, I do know that there are other real estate agents out there who are good. There are thousands of them. My son has his license, doesn't do it anymore. But, I have friends who have their license and they sell 5-10 houses a year. And I think that's great. And I'm sure they're great at it. But even they would acknowledge, like, oh, yeah, that's a different thing from the Gelmans. They are a well-oiled machine. They have access to information and resources. If like, you're going to sell your house and you need 3 things done by 3 professionals, they got them for you. They've got great wins who will take care of it and give you a great price. From beginning to end, they're great communicators. They are very good negotiators. And this is a time when you need a good realtor because we're not quite sure what kind of market we have. Had Neil on the other day. He said, really depends on your neighborhood, your house. Ironically, the more expensive your house is, the better it's selling in St. Louis. So good for you out there that have money. If you want to find out what we think your house is worth right now, to the dollar, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address. We'll give you a number. If you want to discuss it, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings. It really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
The first real grip of summer is upon us. Sunny, hot, and humid this afternoon. Starts to get a little hazy. 98 for the high. Tonight, clear and steamy. Upper 80s this evening. 78 for the low. Wednesday and Thursday, do it again. Sunny, hot, and humid. 98 Wednesday, 98 again on Thursday. It's still hot and humid Friday and Saturday. But we're going to add some pop thunderstorms around each afternoon. Friday, 95, Saturday, 95. A little increase in those pop thunderstorms on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
It's 2:31, and this time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering from Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Today, the Cards, the Braves.
Cameron Total Access 520. First pitch 6:15.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you? What's going on?
Great, buddy. So I'm going to start the segment today with a couple of Dave questions, but they're about the Cardinals broadcast. So when I listen to you guys, and John will say, Ricky has the 7th when we come back, like, what does that mean? Like, do you really kind of go like, okay, I'm going to take the 3rd and do the play-by-play. I'm going to take the 7th and do the play-by-play and kind of switch off?
Yes, that we do, and we've been doing that. That's kind of the way it's always been, I think. I'm sure that's the way it was with Mike Shannon and John also, and even back to Jack and Mike, and really anybody that's done it. There's a prescribed innings that you do. So my innings for play-by-play are the 3rd and the 4th and the 7th, and John has the rest. And then once we get to extra innings, we alternate. And, alternating in extra innings used to be a big deal because sometimes it'd be 13, 14, 15 inning games, but typically they get decided in an inning or two. So, but yes, that is prescribed.
And people would be shocked listening to the show to know how much work goes into this silliness. And I'm curious, what is your prep like to do a broadcast?
Yeah, so it's probably, I'm actually sitting here doing it right now, so it's a very appropriate, pertinent question you're asking. So I just have their media guide, our media guide, and it's what is it? It's 3:30 Eastern time right now, so the game's not for another 3.5 hours, but I've already met with Ollie, and I will be going through a couple of hours worth of getting my lineup card ready. John does the same thing. We'll talk to the other team's broadcasters. So there's 2 or 3 hours worth of really kind of diving into it. But it's not just that. We've got scorebooks and information in front of us that can take us back to, other series and other games and what happened. And there's some review of that as well. We'll get stat packs, we'll get lineups, we'll get notes, we get all kinds of info. And you just try to cull it down the best you can and get ready for a broadcast.
So, you're my boy. I love you like a brother, and you guys are a great team. I just want to say something about Rooney. Rooney he has to be low-key one of the best who's ever done it.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and you're not saying it because I'm sitting right next to him right now, but and so I'm going to have to say it so he can hear it. But here's what John does, and here's what John's just awesome at doing, and known John a long time, and we talk about that all the time. He paints the picture. So people say this to me all the time. They'll say, when I'm listening to the radio broadcast, and they're talking about John, they're not saying that about me, but when I'm listening to the radio broadcast, I feel like I see things because of the words that are being used. I understand kind of where you are in space and time and all that. And so they love the way he paints the picture, and it is pretty spectacular. There's a lot of adjectives in that. There's a lot of kind of thought to describing what you see. And, I think some people would think that would be easy, but it's not. I mean, you see it, so you assume everybody else sees it, but, that doesn't work on radio, obviously. So John's just an expert at that.
Well, tell him I said that because I'm desperately needy for people to like me. So
I will. I'll pass it along, and I'm sure John will give the thumbs up to liking you back, Dave.
So one of you two, maybe both of you, but I feel like one of you two, you and Wheels, are not fans of the All-Star game. Am I right?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not either.
How about, well, that's good. We're in the same club.
I used to be, but obviously, that was a different time when you didn't see everybody all year long like you do now. I do like the home run derby, but I can only take so much of it because it goes too long.
Yeah. My objection to, and I'm not a big home run derby. I did get a chance to work with John, the home run derby that was in St. Louis when St. Louis had the All-Star game, and I was interested in that. That was kind of cool to be there. But in terms of celebrating that one particular part of baseball, a home run derby, I feel like that's almost been kind of a bad direction for the game in my mind to kind of make it so power hungry. So that's why I don't like the home run derby part. And, I don't like slam dunk in basketball for the same reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love basketball, I love baseball, but I don't like the kind of the extraneous kind of contests around it. But the reason the All-Star game has lost its luster for me is, American League and National League has lost its luster for me.
Yeah,
there is no American and National. They're just people in different divisions, but it's not the way it used to be. It used to be, man, I'm going to watch Willie Mays up against, the Yankee stars. It was a big deal to see your National League's best up against the American League's best. Right now, it's Steve Boris's best up against this other agency's best and whatever team you happen to be on at the moment. I mean, it just doesn't have that same kind of appeal to me.
I would love to see it. And I understand baseball is very traditional, and I don't think this is going to happen. But think about the excitement level if we treated the All-Star game maybe every 4 years like you do the World Baseball Classic, where it's, you split them up by countries or regions of the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because, and I'm not saying, look, I get it. Tradition is a big thing for baseball, but that would bring some of that element that you're talking about, Ricky, which would be special for the players to compete. But I don't know how you do that on one day. That's a lot.
Yeah, practically stuff. There's a lot of practicalities to that in the midst of a season to figure out. I don't think that's a bad concept if you can ever figure out how to work it out. But I'm still, I'm not, again, you don't always have to go backwards. But I think in the sense of where the game is right now. I wouldn't mind if we went backwards to just playing a division a year in the American League, and I think maybe you can get back the rivalry of the Dodgers and the Giants and the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Cardinals and the Cubs and whoever else, because you're playing them more, which I think would be good. You can get familiarity, which often breeds tensions and all that stuff, which would also be good, I think, for people who follow baseball. But it's just too it's too kind of spread out right now. When Jordan Walker has 45 big league home runs against 45 different pitchers, that's a problem. Wow. I mean, that there's nobody that you say, well, he really owns that guy or that guy owns him. He's 1 for 3 against people. I mean, that doesn't. Yeah. There's no kind of storyline to go with that. I think Kyle Hendricks pitching all those games against the Cardinals and beating them time after time. Well, you don't really get a chance to do that anymore because you don't play each other often enough.
You're so right. When I was a kid and I got to see Rod Carew, you're like, holy hell.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the reason they started it is they wanted people to see Ichiro and they wanted people to see Griffey, National League fans. Well, the way baseball spread out now and continuing to evolve, you're going to have more expansion teams at some point, and you're not going to be that far away from being able to watch whatever player you want to watch. And, if you're in St. Louis, you can go to Kansas City and watch any American League game you want. Chicago, you can watch them both. New York, West Coast. I mean, I just think it's a little easier to do that now.
Yeah, I think that's a big part, Ricky, too, of why offense is what it is. I mean, I think Ted Williams used to go through a whole season and face like 80 pitchers, and now it's like 280 different pitchers that these guys are facing.
Yeah, and I've advocated that too, Kevin. I've said if you want pitchers to start making a comeback and hitters to kind of have to figure out a different way, then or you want pitchers and hitters to be on equal footing. Let's put it that way. Then you're going to have them face each other more often, and the only way to do that is to get rid of the interleague play part. I think it's just too hard to hit right now, and that's why there's so many strikeouts. So you want to cut down on strikeouts, get rid of interleague play, and I don't think they're going to do that, but I would consider it.
It's that and the way bullpens are used too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
You're not seeing a starter for 7 or 8 innings. You're seeing them for 4 or 5 in a lot of cases, and. Like Ted Williams, 1941, the last time a guy hit 400, he faced 74 pitchers.
Yeah.
And now you're more likely to face something close to 250 or 300.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're facing guys now where you wonder why. You watch if you're at the ballpark, where you watch Brant Brown stand in front of the dugout when a new pitcher comes into the game, and you have 5 people standing around him talking, and they're going through stats about the guy, and you think, well, why does he have to do that? Well, he has to do that because they haven't seen that guy very often. I mean, it's just, again, if it's the Cardinals would never have that meeting in front of the dugout for how to hit Lee Smith because we would have seen him enough with the Cubs that you don't need a meeting. You just know the dude throws hard and you better get lucky. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. But now there really is a lot of teaching that has to go on.
Guys, how important is it for the club to be at the record they are now or better after the All-Star game? Or, by the time the All-Star game comes around?
Well, I mean, it is the halfway point. We were actually in the second half of the season starting today, which is interesting. So, the All-Star game always ends up being that delineation because we say, there's pre-All-Star break and post-All-Star break. Well, in my mind, you've competed the first half of the season, and as of game number 81, the Cardinals were the third wild card, a playoff team. Now, I understand that doesn't amount to anything, doesn't give you anything, but it shows you that you've made progress beyond what you thought you would do. So if you can kind of tread water that way and just keep doing that, and some teams are going to get hotter, and you realize that some teams going to run off a whole bunch of wins and be tough to chase. And I think the Cardinals are going to be true to form in terms of their development. That's what they promised they would do. But I think it'd be wonderful for Cardinal baseball if they could have the same second half they had in the first half.
Yeah, I'm not as focused about what it'll look like after the coming out of the break as much as I am, like about 4 weeks after that.
Yeah, that's
when
right.
We get up to the trade deadline because that's when you got to choose a path, and you've got 3 choices. You can stay the course, you can add, or you can subtract, and that's going to be determined by the next 5 weeks.
So you're talking about late July, and when we get to late July, the haves are going to have more haves, and the knots are going to have more knots. So you're going to have to figure out kind of which one you are. And now there's always a case where you try to do the stand still model, or maybe just try to do a little bit of adding and subtracting. And I think the Cardinals might do that. But regardless of which way you go, it's definitely crossroad moment there in late July.
You know, it's a great problem to have because I hear people calling into you, Kev, like on rush hour, like, where's Rodriguez and where's Baez and where's this? What a great problem to have that we haven't had for a while.
Well, that can play into what you just said, Ricky. I mean, like as an example, if you're a month down the road and you've got a quality offer for someone like Lars Nootbaar, and Baez is Baez, well, you've got a ready replacement, so you might be taking a player off, but you have an obvious answer for it, and you might get something else that you're a little shorter on.
Yeah, I don't think there's an answer. Now, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about it. I don't think there's an answer right now in AAA where you go, well, you know, if he just have a chance, he'll come up and hit 50 home runs, or he'll come up and win 10 games in the second. I don't think there's that guy yet at this moment. Right. But there are guys that certainly could get experience at the big league level. And so if you're saying, boy, we're going to be demonstratively better if we get Baez here, I don't know if Baez will be much different than Lars Nootbaar would be. I don't know. Maybe he would. A good, bad, or indifferent, whatever you think about that. But, I mean, the point is it's unproven. And when you bring up a guy that's hitting 270 in AAA, what does 270 in AAA mean in the big leagues? I mean, we know that it's a very different league in the big leagues, and you're not going to get those same. You can't just transpose those numbers into the big leagues. You just can't do it.
Rick, for once, you have to be kind of happy not to be playing in St. Louis this week.
Oh, my. Well, you know what it is here? It's 107.
I was going to say Atlanta's hot, yeah.
They call this Hotlanta, you know, Dave. So, I actually played golf yesterday, and I'm still alive, so I'm happy.
Nice.
All right, don't tell Rooney I said that stupid thing.
I already told him, sorry. Too late.
Rick.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond, their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
When you retire, the paycheck from your job will likely stop. But here's what won't stop: bills, taxes, and medical issues. Sure, there's Social Security, but that may not be enough. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group can show you potential ways to develop a new stream of income that can last as long as you live. Kind of like having your own personal pension. You won't have to worry about whether the market is up or down or who's sitting in the White House. You can spend your time instead on the things that matter, like family, friends, and doing the things you never had time to do before. Call Steve All today at 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 and schedule a custom income review at no charge. Or find us online at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
Sail on down to Busch Stadium for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th. Watch the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves, and with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat. And all week, listen to KMOX for a chance to win a pair of game tickets and theme tickets. Tickets are available at nlb.com/Cardinals. For more information, go to KMOX.com/contests.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Summer is officially here, and that means the family internet, it is working overtime. All our lives are always online, and that's why I rely on i3 broadband. Traditional cable just can't keep up, but i3 delivers 100% true fiber directly into my home for ultra smooth, reliable performance. Plus, they're a local provider that actually treats you like a neighbor. Skip the fake fiber. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 866-806-5485 to upgrade, because life runs better on fiber, and i3 broadband is here for you.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Skin Cancer Awareness this summertime, and we're joined by Dr. Aubriana McAvoy, a WashU medicine surgeon.
Skin cancer is both common, but in many cases preventable. So you don't need to live in fear of the sun, but small habits really matter, like wearing sunscreen, protecting your children, and paying attention to any changes in your skin.
For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We should play this in the band. You think enough people know it?
I don't know this song, but I'm enjoying it.
You don't know Big Country?
No.
By Big Country?
I guess not.
About the Big Country? Jam it for a second. Turn it up.
Which country?
Ha!
Better be the United States. July 4th's coming up, baby.
I believe they're Scottish.
I know that's right. Ew.
Get out of here.
Do you know this one, Kev?
I know it.
And you hate it?
Yeah.
You don't know this song.
It was a
There's no
huge
way.
song in the 80s.
Was it?
Yes.
It was a huge, cool song for cool people.
Yeah, it was huge in the 80s.
Kevin, is that true?
Was it around the same time as like the band Asia was really big? Because they have a similar.
Another
they have
great
a little,
band?
They have a little similar sound.
Oh,
to them.
they sound nothing like Asia.
There's a similarity.
My God.
They all sound
This
like.
is like me talking baseball.
They all sound like the 80s.
You
That's what they
sound like
sound
the
like.
80s.
Thank you.
Your butt sounds like the 80s.
What's
So is
Asia's
A-
big hit?
So is Asia heat of the moment?
That's right.
So is Asia not cool?
I think they're real cool.
But you were when he compared Big Country to Asia, it seemed like he got a little offended.
No, because they're very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
They're both pop rock bands from the 80s, but
Yeah. I thought they were kind of. I thought they sounded kind of similar.
you're trying to cause trouble, aren't you?
I thought they sounded. kind of similar.
He's trying to start crap.
You're trying to play the Dave part. This part's taken. Provocateur is taken. Judge in Alaska ruled that a rando named Dan Sullivan can run against sitting Senator Dan Sullivan in the Republican primary.
Why not?
Why not?
There's no rule that says you can't have the same name.
Eddie Murphy made a movie
I
called
know.
Distinguished Gentleman.
How great was that?
About that. It's International Asteroid Day and Meteor Day. What is a coincidence?
Yeah.
How did they get both on the same day?
I don't know. Let's know somebody.
Man, that kind of seems like whenever your birthday is on Christmas, it's like, dude, asteroids and meteors, we got to share. This is so stupid. Give us
Which
each
one do
our
you think is
separate
mad
day.
about it? The asteroids or the meteorites?
Probably the asteroid.
If I crash landed on Earth and then I was like, "So when's my day?" and they were like, "Oh, you
Share
gotta
with a meteor.
You gotta share with that clown," and be like, "What the heck?"
We need to Google this one. My show prep says, have you ever ordered a fish fillet Norwegian style? And then it didn't tell me what it was.
What? What's Norwegian style?
Wait, it just stopped there?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Just pranking you.
It said nothing else after that.
Sounds like schizophrenia, Dave.
Let's see. I don't see any. Okay, here it is.
So it's pan-fried with butter and a crispy skin.
What?
That's what it
In
says.
Norway and Sweden, you can order a fish McFeast, which is a filet-o-fish patty on a sesame bun with tomatoes, lettuce, onions, and then the story cuts off because I have to click on the link.
We're really having trouble
So
there.
no,
pinning this down.
I haven't been to Norway, so no, I have not ordered it Norwegian style. If you go to the McDonald's on Tucker Boulevard in St. Louis and you say, "Give me the Norwegian fillet of fish," I don't think it's going.
You're
to
getting a baseball bat to the shins.
Well, I mean,
is what
like,
you're getting.
I
You
don't
asked
think
for
it's
that
gonna
there.
happen.
I don't know why it's got a fancy name. It's just pan-seared fish with the skin still on it and then butter and lemon. Like, okay, that's fish.
Can I have it Norwegian style?
I bet you if you asked that at a restaurant, they'd be like, what are you
The
talking
fish
about?
McFeast also, so it has tomato, iceberg lettuce, pickled cucumber, and onions. And then instead of tartar sauce, it has ketchup, mustard, and something called fish McFeast sauce.
No.
Man,
We
that's
don't-
awful.
We don't have this stuff.
I don't want ketchup and mustard on it. That sounds bad.
Jacob says, if Kevin goes after Phil Collins or Genesis, I'm driving down there.
Good luck, buddy. Bring some friends.
Oh! Now we're just openly threatening listeners.
No, he's threatening me over my opinions on music.
If any chatter dares to step to Kevin, I'm backing up Kevin. I got his back.
Yeah.
Depending on how big Jacob is, I may join him. If he's small, I'm on your side.
Yeah, I didn't say I'd stay behind Kevin. I just mean, I'll start there. Well, hold on now. Let's hear both sides.
I'll like look around and go, guys.
You guys fan of the Jason Segel movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I like it too. And I love his Dracula play.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very funny.
Very silly.
He's making that into a movie. He's making that Dracula play into a live action movie.
With puppets?
I'm guessing. It's a great question, though.
Sure.
I would hope it's
Why
with
not?
the puppets. That sounds fun. I like the music that he wrote for it.
I'm losing my whimsy. It sounded stupid to me.
You think it sounds stupid?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's no reason it wouldn't be funny. Like, I mean, it'd be like any other. You know what I mean? I think the reason that you don't like it is because it's from the other movie. I think if he just said, "Hey, I'm going to make this funny Dracula musical or whatever,"
Yeah, probably.
maybe then you'd be more into it.
It's true. I'm a big fan of just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan of leave it alone. Today's a big day for Stewie and Stewart's American Mortgage because today is literally the last day to get in on saving 1% on your interest rate if you take out a new 30-year mortgage. For the first year that you pay the note, right? You got it? I said that so terribly, but I think you're smart enough to, parse my words. But today's the last day. Now, of course, you're not going to close it today. I don't even know if you need to start it today. But if you are interested in this, if you're thinking about doing one in the next few weeks, definitely text Stu. Let him know that you heard about him on the DGS and you understand today's the last day. And what do I need to do to qualify for this? Because you might as well get 1% less for your first year of paying that, just by sending a text. The number is 314-324-4440. Even tomorrow, when that deal's over, no one can get you better terms. He has the bagel loan, called the bagel loan because the bagel looks like a zero and you pay zero fees. He cares very much about his customers and clients. I think the world of Stewie. I hope he doesn't fire me because it'd be hard to represent another mortgage person after representing Stewie. Again, his cell phone, 314-324-4440, NMLS 226715.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which is available at Supplement Superstores. And look, I've been using Burn Balance Complex since the week that it was released, and you notice the benefits really soon after you get started. Look, what Burn Balance Complex is a complete metabolism system. It is not just a fat burner. It works with your body, not against you, right? It's not bringing a lot of the negativity that other supplements bring. It's nothing but the good stuff. It's a natural weight loss option for people that just don't want prescriptions or injections. I get that. I understand it. And to me, Burn Balance Complex is the best thing I've used when it comes to natural weight loss. Also helps with reducing stress and lowering cortisol levels. You're going to get appetite and cravings control along with that, plus all-day focused energy with no jitters, which is the best part. Look, it's not magic. You got to put in the work. Burn Balance Complex makes putting in the work that much easier. So get out to Supplement Superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they'll knock 30% off for you right there on the spot, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Right now, we are the center of the soccer universe, and you can take advantage of some of the fun with FanDuel Sportsbook. And, of course, they are the official sportsbook of KMOX. And on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the way that we get to interact with the game. Because, look, sometimes you got some action on an individual player. Could be a star in one of the countries. Could be just, a second-tier player. But you got some action on that player, or at least involves that guy, and then they get subbed off, and, your bet goes down with them. But not anymore, not with FanDuel's Super Sub. So if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. Even if that player leaves the match, your bet continues with the substitute. So you're not out of the game. You're still in it until the final whistle. And if you want to have fun with this, obviously the biggest event in the world of soccer or any other sport, just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri, get yourself started, and then you can let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. The air temperature's up to 96 degrees downtown at the Arch. The feels like is 99. Several days of triple-digit heat indices are expected in Missouri this week. National Weather Service meteorologist Eric Wise says it's not just the heat, but how long it will stick around that has forecasters concerned.
Especially for multiple days in a row is what leaves those heat impact risks. So that's why we have the heat advisory out through the week for the prolonged nature of the heat index values of 100 to 105. So we issued the heat advisory basically from the Beta up to the Lake of the Ozarks region.
County Executive Sam Page is accusing a member of the county council of threatening one of his department directors with violence.
Page alleges that after a tense meeting between Councilwoman Shalonda Webb and Health Director Dr. Kanika Cunningham, Webb muttered about wanting to punch Cunningham in the face after leaving a press conference. Page did not hear the comments firsthand, but was told of them by others who say they had. KMOX also did not hear Webb make this statement, and even after reviewing our recording from the podium, could not hear it. Webb denies the allegations.
I didn't say that, and no one, including from the county executive office, reached out to me to ask me, did I make that before people started reporting it.
KMOX obtained a letter from Page where he mentions the allegations and says his department heads will not meet with council members in private and only discuss the budget in public moving forward. He denied to speak further on the letter. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The U.S. Supreme Court blocks President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. ABC's Stephen Portnoy with more from Washington.
In upholding the citizenship rights of all children born in the U.S., except those born to ambassadors, Chief Justice John Roberts points to what the drafters of the 14th Amendment said about the promise of citizenship to every freeborn person in this land. We keep that promise today, Roberts writes. 3 of his fellow conservatives dissented, with Clarence Thomas expressing his view that neither the Constitution nor the law guarantee citizenship to people born in the U.S. if their parents aren't domiciled here.
Part of the ceiling came down this morning at Lincoln Middle School in Edwardsville, where the building is undergoing summer renovations. 5 people were nearby when it happened, 2 taken to area hospitals to be evaluated, though none of the injuries were serious. The superintendent says no students or staff were involved. When the National Blues Museum closed, the board said one reason was a lack of foot traffic in downtown. KMOX's Megan Lynch spoke with the developer behind the museum about what it would take to open the doors again.
Amos Harris says he's giving it a year to see if he can gather the resources to make the National Blues Museum viable again. What would help a vibrant downtown culture that can only come through having people in the streets. Harris says it could start with small-scale weekly street parties in a key corridor such as 7th.
In Nashville, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, it was just that 3 blocks along Broadway.
in Kansas City right now. It's just that area right around the Power and Light District. You need to pick a small area strategically, light it up, and make it active.
Harris says he's concerned massive office-to-apartment conversions won't succeed unless young workers in the city are already plugged into a social and cultural community. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
The artifacts inside of the National Blues Museum remain in place for now. The space is occasionally used for private events. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Scott Bedell. Scott?
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Major stock market indexes continued to move higher as we close out the second quarter of the year. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was higher by 135 points, or just about 0.25% at 52,317. The Standard & Poor's 500 index gained 0.75% to 7,498, while NASDAQ advanced another 1.5% to 26,213. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index was modestly higher by less than a point at 1,705. Checking on some leading local stocks, Stifel Financial gained 2.5% at $69.77. Belden Corporation up a little bit more than 1% at $119.91. Bayer Corporation increased just a little less than 5%. They finish at $13.70. On the downside, Peabody Energy lost 0.75% at $23.11. Olin Corporation fell 4.75%. They close at $19.82. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
What we see and feel is what we get all afternoon. Sunny, hot, and humid. Some building haze out there. 98 for the high. The record is 105 from 2012, a beast of a summer. So this is not record heat, but it's pretty tough to deal with. Tonight, clear, steamy. Upper 80s for evening plans, 78 for the overnight low. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny, hot, and humid, 98 each day. Friday, we start to add some pop thunderstorms in the afternoon and keep that going for 4th of July on Saturday with a little increase in pop thunderstorms on Sunday. Not a lot of action, but where they happen, there'll be heavy downpours of rain and thunder and lightning. So we only need to pay attention Friday, Saturday, and again on Sunday. One thing for sure, it's great for the tomatoes. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. And right now we've got sunshine downtown at the Arch. Air temperature is 96 degrees. The feels like is 99 now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. You got to get on the stream. It's a whole show happening over on the stream. People are marshaling forces against Kevin Wheeler because he's bad-talking Phil Collins and Genesis. Jacob says, I'm big enough. I like that.
All right.
I'm going to steal that.
All right, your music's not.
Speaking of haters.
He just likes conflict.
Speaking of haters.
He likes upsetting people.
He's so tiny.
He likes
Why
to
does that make
rage
me
bait.
mad? How am I so easily triggerable at 61? I'm not supposed to care about anything.
Especially
I cared deeply.
When it was a joke.
I haven't thought of Asia in 10 years, and now I'm ready to fight Wheeler over Asia. As I always tell you guys, if you have charity stuff coming up, especially anything for veterans or kids, reach out to Andrew. We'll at minimum give you a shout out or have you do a little hit on the show, as we're going to do right now with Chris Freeman, who's been on the show a couple of times. Jeepin' for Vets, which is July 18th. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me again, man. We really appreciate it.
Anytime, brother. So I can figure out what it is, but tell us what is happening on July 18th.
Yep, absolutely. So Jeeping for Vets, this will be our 4th year having it at the Highland, Illinois VFW. When I say Jeeping, we all know that this is 100% anything that wants to come ride. We have actually put a challenge out. If somebody shows up with a party bus and rides the entire route, I'll buy them a beer.
Nice.
So we encourage just anybody to come out because this event is the primary fundraiser for our Veteran Aid Fund. So if a veteran here in the local area, mostly Highland, mostly Madison County, if they need a ramp installed, if they need help paying bills, if they need anything, we have the ability to provide that to them. They can do it just off to the side, very quiet with our folks. Nobody has to know what's going on, and just get them hooked up.
You know what? That is so great. I've never heard someone say it that way. I've never really had that thought in my head. But, we all have our pride. Veterans have great pride. My dad would have never asked for help, even if he needed it. And I think that's wonderful that you don't make a spectacle of it.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely awesome, buddy. Like military folks in general will always say, "Oh, I'm not going to the doctor because I don't need to know what's wrong with me." And so, yeah, talking to that pride thing, exactly. If it's a financial thing, everybody, even if you're not military, financial things impact people in different ways than we can all imagine, and we don't want to talk about it. Nobody does. So that's why we want to make it just confidential. We want to do what we can on the side, never ask for anything in return, never ask for any praise or promoting. So
do you get a lot of super cool Jeeps and trucks and motorcycles and stuff?
We do get some super cool Jeeps and motorcycles. Actually last year we had a Humvee show up. So the dude had actually fully decked this Humvee out. He had a fake 50 caliber gun on top of it. So it looked like he was going to war for us.
In Highland, Illinois, you never know if that's fake or not.
Well, that's valid. And it was closer to the cornfields. So it could have actually been something real, but the guy seemed super nice. He shook my hand. So yeah.
That's very cool. So whole family, free to get in, tickets, how do you do it?
Yep. So obviously anything that the VFW does is going to be for the entire family. It's not going to be, there will be obviously beer involved at some of the stops, but it's not going to be anything that's not extremely kid friendly. And then the fee to get in, we do charge $20 per person. That's how we raise the funds for this. But a portion of that goes into the largest portion goes into the Veterans Aid Fund. Some of it will help in the event that we have to make up some fees, like something big that I want to announce before we close out here, something we're paying for this year. So $20 a person. If you show up with 5 people in your vehicle, we'll just charge you to the standard rate of 4 people. So the more people you fit in your vehicle, the better. And then we go out to these different stops. We're going to hit Staunton, Litchfield, a very small town called Panama. And then Pocahontas, Illinois. And so we're supporting those small VFWs and businesses as well. So they'll get something out of it. So it's just good time all around, man.
I don't know Panama, and I grew up over there.
So Panama, I didn't know about until we actually did this route. I had a friend tell me that the Panama VFW is the one that is most in need in our area because it's a very small town. Used to be a coal mining town. Coal mine got shut down. I want to say it was like 115 people was on the sign, like the population sign. So it's out there. It's in the middle of nowhere, but it is such an awesome haul. It's just as big as the one in Highland, and it's a beautiful drive to get there. It's just, man, people should take that cruise just to go see what it's like because it's open to the public. So
that's cool. So what's your big thing you want to talk about, Chris?
Yeah, so this is the first time ever that we are going to have a live band outside. It's going to be completely open to the public. So if you are not participating in the ride and you still want to come out for some food, some music, some beer, just good times, come on out to the Highland VFW. The band's going to start about 7 o'clock at night. This is going to be their first time playing for us ever. Just a small bar hopping band called Midwest Avenue Band here out of Illinois. Super excited to have them come and just continue to make the day go on even better.
Chris, is there a website or anything for people to go to?
Yep, absolutely. They can go to facebook.com/Jeepin, Jeepin, the number 4, Vets, VETS, and that's got everything that we need to know about it on there. Also, I did want to say we are providing barbecue food. Well, not providing. There will be food available, and then extra stuff will be available for purchase. Barbecue food prepared on site by one of the veterans. There will be no Norwegian fish, though. So, sorry.
Nice. I am spoken for this year. I promise I'll come out next year. Maybe I'll bring my band.
Yeah, I actually wrote that down when I was writing down some notes about the band and stuff. I was like, you know what? Maybe we should ask Dave about his band. So, yeah, we should definitely chat about that, see if we can get you out here.
Cool, brother. Good luck, man.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Rach, you were just talking about this. Robert on the stream says this want to punch her in the face nonsense brought up by Sam Page is embarrassing. How juvenile. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I guess they were having some sort of meeting, and I literally, Dave, I told you on the break, I'm like, I don't really have much to say other than St. Louis County politics are so mired in this petty nonsense all of the time.
They've lost the thread, haven't
well,
they?
I get that people hate Sam Page. I get that people have reasons for hating Sam Page. But I feel like it has gotten to a point where it's like you say snide comments like, I'm going to punch you in the face. And then the Sam Page administration is like, you're threatening physical violence on me. And then everyone's focusing on this absolute distraction instead of what's actually going on in the government. I don't follow St. Louis County politics very closely at all. The things I hear are petty fights like this playing out all of the time. I would find this humiliating if I were involved with this in any way. I think these people, everyone who is constantly mixed up in that type of drama when you are supposed to be serving the people of St. Louis County, I think you should be ashamed of yourself, and it just needs to stop. It's ridiculous. And I'm not over here saying this person was right, this person was wrong. I hear the story that Michael just did on the air, and I go, oh my gosh, everybody chill out, calm down, and focus on doing your job.
Yeah, maybe grow up.
Yes.
It looks like someone is gifting the president or the country with a giant golden eagle that would go on the balcony where he was saluting when he had COVID. So we got that going for us. Also, I think it's the New York Times just broke a story that the administration secretly signed already months ago, signed a $500 million no-bid contract to build the East Wing ballroom. I hate these no-bid things. You know, there's a reason you have bids.
Yes.
You want to get the most competitive bid. You want it to be transparent. Anytime you tell me it's no bid, I'm going to kind of assume there's shenanigans going on. But $500 million.
Can I ask a question? And if I just sound like a complete communist, you just let me know.
Sure.
Why doesn't the government just have their own companies that do these type of jobs wholesale?
Not a stupid question.
Why do we have to hire a company that's profiting to do something that's for the American people, paid for by American tax dollars?
As an example, you go back in the day in the military, a lot of the things that were done by the military, and now they're contracted.
Yeah, why do we do that?
I think
I'm sure it's not.
I think
to
it's
save
so
money.
we can give political favors.
Well, I mean, if you can show me that it's cost effective, wonderful. I mean, if it's cheaper to do it that way, that would be wonderful. But why do I not believe that?
Yeah, because you're not stupid, except about music.
Now, I guess it could be in part because I'm not being a smartass here, because the makeup of the military has changed so much over time. Because there hasn't been a draft since Vietnam.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have the numbers. Like what you have now are just the people that choose to go in and serve and fight and, take on the various technical roles or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't have the numbers you would need to maintain food and logistics and things like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, but don't you think more people would want to join if it was like, yeah, and you could go into a career and you're a military contractor and this is what you do. And you could spend 30 years of your life doing that.
Yeah, I get it. You want me to tell you how stupid I am? Or should I wait till after the break? I'll tell you now.
Okay.
I've already said that until Maureen made me stop, I opened every loaf of bread from the middle. But here's one. Unsolved Mysteries has been on since the 80s or 90s. I've seen 100 episodes. I was kind of passively watching one last night, and I got to the end, and I thought to myself, boy, they don't wrap these up very well. They really kind of leave you hanging.
It's almost like they told you in
Yes.
the name.
Yes. Yes.
I am so sick of this show.
That is so great.
So true. And it's absolutely true. And I was like, unsolved mysteries.
How about we have a show called Solved Mysteries?
Right. It
That's
just
what
always,
we want.
I always thought, like, man, they didn't solve this one again. I always just like to be real.
That's funny.
Tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. They have 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry. One of them is brand spanking new, just a beautiful facility. I like going there. They're my client, so I like seeing Steve, the CEO. But if I don't want to drive down to Lee May Ferry, like maybe you're in, Wentzville or something, I get it. You can pretty much go to any credit union around. I have one about a block from the studio. I'm going to go there tomorrow, deposit a check, maybe take out a little cash. Once you put $25 in a checking account, you are a member. You're one of the owners. You are treated as such. They're not going to do something stupid because they have a fiduciary duty to everybody. So they're not just going to, hey, I need $1 million. Okay, here you go. But their big fat thumb is always on the side of the scale to say yes. We have the lowest interest rates on car loans. We pay a 4.27% on your checking account up to $100,000. So it's the real deal. 314-544-5050, the number one, stmocu.org.
Hey there, it's Jill Schlesinger. I'm launching a new show. It's called Money Moves, and your money is going to move. We're going to help you make better financial decisions. We're going to call out the BS you're finding all over social media. We're going to give you actionable guidance to make your financial life clearer, less stressful. We're going to answer your financial questions and take the mystery out of your financial life. Follow and listen to Money Moves with Jill Schlesinger wherever you get your podcasts.
This year, America celebrates 250 years, 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
Taking care of your health shouldn't feel complicated. That's why we created NeoVitan to make nutrition easy. Our doctor-formulated vitamins are designed for real life and delivered straight to your door with our monthly subscription. No guesswork, no running out. Just clean, high-quality supplements manufactured in the USA using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Subscribe today at neovitan.com and take one simple step toward better daily nutrition. Visit neovitan.com and start making nutrition easy today.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff and Como. MIZ.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS 322. Happy Tuesday. This next thought's going to go nowhere, but I have to get it out of my face. Kev, last night I was thinking about the new CBA with the MLB, And the owners have already kind of said, oh, here's what we want. Here's the ceiling, and here's the this, and here's the that. And of course, it's ridiculous. And knowing that we're going to negotiate it down, but does it sort of strike anyone as weird that after probably 10,000 years of actual negotiating, we're still kind of doing it the same way?
It's the dumbest. It's the dumbest thing. And I hear it all the time. And I know it's real. It's just dumb. Well, nothing happens until there's a deadline. What are we, 5?
Yeah.
You better get that done before school tomorrow.
Congress is like that.
Why in the world can't you just do it now? And the problem is nobody can accept anything but victory. A fair compromise that benefits both sides of the negotiation is never okay. You got to win.
Yeah.
Or at least try, right?
Yeah.
And push it to the last. Like with baseball. It's just pro sports is my world. That's what I've lived in for 30 years. Every person that owns a sports franchise is already incredibly wealthy. You're already billionaires, and you're really going to cause all of this negativity and do damage to your product so you can get a little more. Are you serious? And you could make the same argument in the reverse, right? Players are making a lot, but most players don't make that kind of money. The average is higher than the mean, right?
Yeah.
Most players are under $1 million a year, which is a lot of money. Let's be clear. I want to say there's a lot of the minimum's $800,000 or close to it. That's a lot of money. But when you already are worth billions and you own multiple businesses and you've got franchises, you own communications businesses and shipping companies, why do you need to squeeze every other dollar out of this?
Yeah.
Wheels, when you say the minimum's 800,000, so if they get traded and they have to move, will the teams pay or the league pays for that?
Oh,
or
no.
They have to cover it themselves.
No, you're on your own.
See, and that's when it's $800,000 still is a ton of money, but if you're uprooting your family and changing your kids' schools and your wife is leaving whatever she has going on, that kind of gets whittled away at maybe quicker than it would seem.
Yeah, if you're making 800, that doesn't mean you're making 800,
Right?
There's a percentage of that's going to your agent, and then you're taking taxes out of all of that, union dues, things like that. It's still a lot of money,
Right?
Yeah.
But the point is,
But it's not like money is no object at that point.
It's not like you're the guy. It's not like you're at the level of people who own sports franchises, and that's the thing where it gets to be that this is their competitive sport. Those owners, what they care about, that's how they win. They win by getting more and more and more. And I would love to see it just in one area in sports or entertainment where it's okay, we're making money on this, and the revenue's going up. We're all independently wealthy anyway. You don't have very many just mom and pop teams in the world of sports. That doesn't really exist. Maybe a few. The Green Bay Packers, the Bears are owned by the Hallis family. The McCaskies is the name of the family now. So, but mostly, and even the Duets, right? It's a family business, but they have many interests. They have other businesses too. And I really wish that ownership in sports would be a little bit more okay, we got to be better caretakers for the sport as opposed to we just got to find a way to get more.
Can I completely kind of change the subject while staying on subject? Wheels, you just said something really interesting in that this is how they win.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's always been like that, but it seems like they hid it from us, these big corporations. They would be oh, yeah, we're all in this together. And there was a certain nobility to making your way in this world in the United States. However, it seems like the culture has shifted to now we celebrate the people who just squeeze and get every single drop. And I'm wondering, why does the average person celebrate that so much when typically it ends up keeping the rest of us down?
No idea. I don't know. When you see a lot of these labor disputes, just going back to the example, you get a large percentage of fans that root against the players. And I don't understand that at all. Those are the guys that entertain you. They're the ones out there on television or on the field when you're at the ballpark that are doing the work, that are entertaining you. And nobody's arguing that they should get all of the money or most of the money. We're just talking about all right, let's just kind of split it down the middle.
Give them what they're worth.
Let's all be reasonable. Not just the owners, players too. Let's all just be reasonable and understand that this is best when everybody's a little bit unhappy. If everybody's a little bit unhappy, that's probably best for the customer, which is best for your business for the long term.
I'm more than a little bit unhappy.
Yeah. Because we get tired of hearing the nonsense. I get tired of the commissioner of Major League Baseball 6 months ago bragging about playoff ratings and how many more young fans are into this and how the game is great. And as soon as it's time to talk labor, 6 months later, it's like, we are in a dire position.
Oh, yeah.
And it's never been worse.
Yeah.
Well, which is it, dude? You're saying two opposite things within 6 months of each other.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're not being honest.
Yeah. Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. And I don't know that there's a builder or a remodeler in town who's honest and self-aware who wouldn't say, like, yeah, tip of the hat to Mosby. They kind of started this thing. They've been doing it for decades. They have never faltered. They just, from Mr. Mosby down to the team like Rich, who controls it now, they're just great. They're just great. They're a St. Louis jewel when it comes to St. Louis businesses. I always say that if you get, pardon me, 3 bids, my Sunkist Zero went down the Twinkie pipe, Mosby's probably not going to be the cheapest. In fact, we might be the most expensive, but by the time you finish your project, I promise you, the person you went with is going to be more expensive because they're going to keep adding things in. Mosby doesn't do that. 1, because we're smart. We know what it's going to take. We know how to price out a job. And 2, because we have ethics. Right now, they're offering you, because we remodel any room in your home, plus the outdoor space. But if you do a whole house full of siding, we'll give you the gutters for free. If you have that covered, take 5% off the job. Laundry room, give you your washer and dryer for free. Same deal. If you got that covered, take 5% off that job. 314-909-1800. Call Mosby.com.
Around baseball, questions are being asked.
Why do they win so many one-run games? Why do they win games they shouldn't win?
Is this a rebuild, a reset, or something more?
You think this stuff would be happening?
A win? Burleson and Herrera developing fast enough to change everything in real time? When the day ends, the real conversation begins.
Bernie Miklas, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you talking cards.
Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5. This is Cardinals talk that doesn't flinch.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about good mayo, Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got an incident in the median right now on 44 east of Antire. I can't tell which direction they were going. The MoDOT trucks are stationed eastbound, east of Antire. Westbound drivers are certainly looking at it, though. You're slow coming down the hill from Merritt, toward 141, all the way to this point. Like I said, most of the way to Antire on westbound 44 because of the incident in the median. No lane blockage at all. Westbound 64 backs up in spots from Kings Highway out to McCausland. It's bogged down again. Clayton Warson out to 270, and then Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to Highway 70. Westbound 70 is not bad. There's just some heavy volume A to Z out in Wentzville. It's the busiest part. South 270, south of 364 toward Ladue, 64 down toward Manchester, but it opens up before you get to Manchester, and then it's clear all the way to 55. Southbound 170 slows at about the Parkway. Southbound 55 south of M down toward Highway Z is heavy on the Illinois side. Of course, you have the roadwork backups. Eastbound 64, 111 to 157. Eastbound 5570 Exchange midway into 111, and also again east of 157 into 159, and westbound from 255 most of the way to 111. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
If you are looking for a place for independent living for older adults, the place is Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. It was voted U.S. News and World Report's best independent living for 5 consecutive years. They have social events for the residents there, wellness programs. Just go to fairwindsriversedge.com. Schedule a tour and hear about all of the great new updated spaces, all the dining, the social events, the best. fairwindsriversedge.com.
Teachers, healthcare workers, first responders, and military, this one's for you. Scott Credit Union's Community Heroes program offers special financing on homes, autos, and more. It's our way of saying thanks. Visit scu.org today. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 415767. Terms and conditions apply.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering from Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Today, the Cards, the Braves.
Cameron Total Access 520. First pitch 6:15.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 334. Dave Murray joins us courtesy of the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
I have a good story for you.
Okay.
So last night, Dave texted me at 11:01 p.m., which means I'd been in bed for like 3 hours, and I didn't see it until 3 a.m.
That's okay.
And anytime you get a text in the middle of the night, it kind of freaks you out. And so I get up to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. and hit my phone, see what time it is, see if anyone is trying to get a hold of me, and I just see Dave Murray, and I'm like, crap. Dave's still mad about me saying he underplayed the forecast for today.
Oh, yeah. Sure, I'm going to text you about that.
I know. But it's 3 a.m. I've been asleep. And so I go downstairs wearing nothing but my Birkenstocks because I don't have my reading glasses. I go downstairs to the living room. I'm dreading it the whole way, like, oh, I hope he's not really mad. And I put my reading glasses on, and my good friend Dave is just texting me to see how Phoebe Summer's going. And I was so relieved. I was so relieved because had he been mad at me, I'm not going to text him. It would have been like, 1 in the morning for him.
What were you anticipating the confrontational text to have said?
Well, in the light of day, I would be really surprised if Dave sent me a mean email. Or
That's
text.
right, yeah.
But at 3 a.m, I'm like, anything's possible.
Better not come to work tomorrow, pal.
Heard you were talking trash.
But that was very kind of you to ask about Phoebe. So thank you very much.
That's good. That's all good news.
I don't want to be in the category of like Margie Taylor Greene and Jewish space lasers and hurricanes. But Dave, I read an article that was on Drudge, whatever that's worth, saying that Japan and China think they're really close to being able to steer a hurricane through some sort of cloud seeding. Do you think
we've heard that before, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We have. Is that something that you could see in the future, or is it so enormously huge to stir a hurricane?
It's kind of like making rain when an area needs it because of severe drought.
Right.
There are tremendous legal questions still. I mean, and this goes way back in time. And the legal questions have always been there. Okay, let's say they develop a way to stir a hurricane somehow. Hurricane's headed, I'm just going to use this as an example. Hurricane is headed for Miami, Florida, South Florida. And they say, you know what? We're going to make it veer away. And it slams into North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Who's responsible for that?
It's a great question. Yeah.
I don't know. And I think that's the danger of what we're doing. Same thing with, even on a small scale, if you want to make it rain over a ranch in western Kansas and you don't make it rain there, but you make it rain in a ranch in Nebraska that doesn't need the rain, and you cause flash flooding and people die. I don't have answers to that.
Yeah. Are you a fan of just let Mother Nature do what it's going to do? And
Yes. Yeah. Because you think of the power of a hurricane. The power of a hurricane makes the atom bomb that was dropped on Japan look like a fly. It's just incredible energy, incredible power. And so, yeah, I get concerned about messing around with anything.
Yeah.
That, with Mother Nature in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. So, a couple more days of this, and then a few more days of not great, but
just keep it right through the holiday weekend. There's no reason to change it. The only thing that we mentioned it yesterday is there might be a couple of pop or isolated afternoon, evening thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Very isolated, but they could produce heavy downpours of rain, a little thunder and lightning. So if you got caught by one, I don't want to hear, oh, nobody told me this was going to happen. Well, we're telling you it could happen. Most will not see that. The other thing that's happening is it's starting to get a little hazy, and that's typical under a dome of high pressure. But a little added thing is we're seeing some dust come off Africa, and it's traveled basically along the equator, and it's now coming in, came across Florida, came across the island, still there, and then it's starting to come into the Midwest. That could increase as far as the haze is concerned. It's not going to be at ground level. You're not going to smell anything different. It's not smoke. It's just dust. And it'll probably give us some pretty sunsets over the next, especially I'm thinking Friday, Saturday, Sunday in particular.
Okay, very cool. Before we do headlines, I had a question for you guys. And it's because of the Supreme Court cases that came out today, but it's not about any particular case today or otherwise. But I'm just curious because the Supreme Court has become much more political or politicized, at least in the last 10 years or so. Do you guys believe that every decision the Supreme Court justices make individually, they make thinking that they are in the right and doing the right thing, as opposed to any sort of aiming the ball or politics or shenanigans?
Well, I guess the question is, what definition of right are we talking about? Right on an intellectual, constitutional level, or right based on how they see the world?
That's a good question
because they're all chosen by whoever chooses them, partly because of how they see the world,
and almost exclusively now.
Right, which is the worst part. It should be a much more academic process. I would like it to be. You know?
I guess what I'm asking is, do you think they make the best decision they can on the law, or do they let their personal feelings about trans people or XYZ come into it?
I think it's both. I think it's impossible for anyone to make any decision without bias. That's what makes us human. And if you think you're not biased, you're lying to yourself. I do think that each of them individually is doing what they believe is right. The thing is, the law is there for interpretation. That's why we have the Supreme Court, for each of them to interpret it the way that they've studied it and the way, they take everything to mean. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think there is one of them sitting there like, yeah, I know this is wrong, but I'm just going to go ahead and force my worldview. They have a justification for every decision they're making. I mean, don't they write out the...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Justice Thomas did a 91-page dissent, which was much longer than the majority opinion in Chief Justice Roberts' opinion today, upholding the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship. He wrote 91 pages on why he thought it was bad.
Okay, so 91 pages on why the Constitution is wrong?
Yes.
Because it's black and white in the Constitution. The 14th Amendment exists. What's the legal, rational, logical counter to that?
His basic argument was that the 14th Amendment was largely, and in his estimation, exclusively, to deal with slaves once they were freed. to say, well, if you were born here,
Right.
you're a citizen.
But it doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that.
The language is very clear.
Yes.
So again, from a legal standpoint, isn't it all language? Isn't that what law is?
Yeah.
The application of language, the way that words are strung together to create a meaning.
Within history, because that's
Sure.
huge with the Supreme Court.
Sure.
You know.
But I mean, we have processes in place to change amendments. It's just really hard. And we shouldn't be able to just change it because it's really hard. If it's worth it, do it. If it's right and enough people will come along, then you'll get it done. And if they don't, well, that's a democracy. If the people don't want it, they don't get it. I think the problem is, like, I feel like the job of a judge, any judge, should be to actively try to distance every case from your own personal beliefs as you're going through the facts. Can't, like Rach is right, you can't do it 100%. It's not possible. But the job should be, the whole point of a judge is impartiality. That is the entire point of the position.
But do you think that Clarence Thomas goes home at night and goes like, I know,
No, I just think he's right. He believes he's right. Like
Right.
so many other people just believe they're right, and that's it.
That's human nature, right? Like, you think that your worldview is the correct worldview, or else it wouldn't be your worldview.
Right, but the job of a judge is not what my view is. The job of a judge is to neutrally moderate or mediate between two parties that disagree on an issue, and then to interpret what the law is, what the precedents are, or whether a new precedent needs to be set based on interpretation of a law, not just not based on your overall worldview. It should be much more narrow.
But that word interpretation implies the bias.
Right, and
the
I'm
word
acknowledging-
interpretation
and I'm
implies
acknowledging
that two people could look at the same sentence and get different information
Right,
from
but
it, and that's where the
all of
bias
us-
comes in.
All of us have biases for everything, but we don't make every decision based on those biases. We can pull back and realize we're biased and say, all right, that's probably my personal bias. That may not be the right way to go on a neutral when I'm trying to decide a case.
But do we think that Clarence Thomas's interpretation of the 14th Amendment, the fact that it was written directly to address slavery, do we think that that is necessarily his personal bias coming into play? Or is that, hey, I've studied this for years and this is genuinely my interpretation? Of course, my biases play into it, but I don't think he's like, oh, everything else aside, it's just my worldview. He's got to have some sort of ground to stand on to have arrived at that conclusion. I don't think he's like an unintelligent person.
No. It's not a matter of dumb or smart. It's a matter of how much you're willing to step personally back without your emotions being a part of it. And believe me, I don't know the law like Clarence Thomas, but I do find it interesting that you're going to read into the context when it comes to the 14th Amendment, but not the Second Amendment. Because when the Second Amendment was written, what were we talking about with weapons and guns?
Muskets.
We were talking about single-shot muskets. We were talking about something that was extremely difficult to do significant amount of damage unless you had significant numbers of shooters. And the world is not that anymore. So if we're going to apply that standard, and I'm not talking about, like, again, he knows more of the law than I do. That's not my point. I'm trying to think about the logic of, in one case, we're going to use context and historical context and reason, and in the other one, we're just not. We're going to treat it like that's the gospel, and it was etched in stone on a mountain, and that can't change.
But is that how that works, or does it come down to each individual case that comes in? If there was a stronger case being made to do something about the Second Amendment, like, I truly believe if we're going to we'll never repeal the Second Amendment, but if we change it in some way, there's a piece of the puzzle that we just haven't figured out yet. That's why I love learning about the laws.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but that wasn't good enough. You got to go back to the drawing board and try again. Is there a case to be made that could open even Clarence Thomas? Not that I know much about Clarence Thomas's stance on the Second Amendment specifically, but is there a case to be made that could unlock something in any justice's mind? Maybe we just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, I find it fascinating, though, that, like, we do this, and again, it's not about the law. This is about the logic. How can one amendment basically be unassailable, but another one is not?
But it doesn't apply to this.
It absolutely does.
No, it doesn't. The 14th Amendment has nothing to do with the Second Amendment.
No. But they're amendments. They were put into law by the process that we say.
But they didn't say the reason why we're doing the 14th. Like, it's just, I don't think your logic is sound on this one.
I think it's right on the line. If one thing being in the Constitution makes it unassailable.
But if you flip it around, then that means, okay, then we can change the 14th Amendment based on historical context because we want to change the Second Amendment.
We can change the amendment, but we can't pretend that the amendment doesn't say what it says. Or that it says something that it doesn't. We're putting words in there that aren't there. And with other amendments, yes, we understand the context of the time might have meant or implied a certain type of thing. But it's not in there. So like the Second Amendment, it doesn't say muskets. It just says well-armed, you're allowed to bear arms. You have the right to bear arms. So that we've carried forward, and I don't have any problem with this, by the way.
Look at the First Amendment. The First Amendment is so important.
Yeah.
Religion, freedom from religion, not establishing a religion, the press, and it's like 18 words.
Yeah.
It's intentionally broad. And I think the Second Amendment is intentionally broad, right?
I really don't know.
Well, then that would mean, aren't they all kind of?
I would love to know.
Well, then the 14th should be interpreted broadly, like the second and the first.
But I understand, but you would have to apply that same logic to a liberal justice wanting to, so are you going to complain the same way?
I do, yes. Absolutely. 100%. Because we have to come down on how this, it's the process, not the result. We're too focused on the result. The process should simply be everything we bring up or every case we hear as a Supreme Court, the standard should be the same, whether it's a left-leaning or right-leaning principle that's being attacked or challenged or whatever. It doesn't matter.
But it's in the way that these lawyers argue for the change that it comes down to. You can't just say like, hey, no matter how the case is presented, we all know what the right thing is and we're going to do the right thing. It comes down to how it's argued in court. Am I right, Dave?
Sure, but you're making decisions based on precedent, in this case, 150 years old. Right? So are we now supposed to be able to get inside the minds of people from 150 years ago and not what they wrote, but maybe what they thought?
Yes. They try to.
I know, this is my point.
Yeah.
That seems highly illogical.
I just love if someone's tuning into the DGS for the first time. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, this traffic report's a service of McKelvey Homes. We still have that slow traffic westbound 44. It's running from about Bowles now, most of the way to Antire. There's an incident in the median east of Antire, not blocking anything there currently. Westbound 70, you've got some slow traffic at the city limits. After that, it's a pretty good shape to get out to Lake St. Louis. Lake St. Louis through Highway Z, almost to Winslow Parkway, is starting to bog down. Southbound 270, pockets from Olive down through Doherty Ferry, then it opens up. Southbound 55, just south of M, most of the way down to Z. You've got delays. Westbound 64, Kings Highway, out through McCausland. Both directions between 270 and Mason are slow. And then again, westbound Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. On the Illinois side, roadwork backups on eastbound to 5570, pockets east of 203 through 111, but then it jams east of 255 most of the way to 159. Westbound is backed up Black Lane to 111. Eastbound 64 on the brakes, 111 to 157. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
Sail on down to Busch Stadium for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th. Watch the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves, and with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat. And all week, listen to KMOX for a chance to win a pair of game tickets and theme tickets. Tickets are available at nlb.com/Cardinals. For more information, go to KMOX.com/contests.
Tell you guys about my buddy, Dr. Corey Solman. He is an orthopedic surgeon. He's a Midwest orthopedic and spine specialist. I've known Corey, almost the whole time I've been on the air. He is just the greatest guy. I do lives, of course, for other physicians. I talk about Dr. Matt Bays with Bays Sports Medicine, and Corey and Matt know each other, and they will send patients back and forth. If Matt sees someone he thinks, you know what, you're a good candidate for surgery, he will send them over to Corey Solman. So, it's kind of common sense. If someone you care about is injured and it's pretty bad, and you want to get an opinion from an orthopedic surgeon, Corey's the guy. If you want to go see Corey first, if it's sufficiently bad and you think, oh, I'm just going to go right past everyone else and go straight to the surgeon, go see Corey. But it doesn't have to be at that level. He usually doesn't do surgeries. Does that make sense? If he gets 100 cases in, I'm kind of making this up. He may do surgery on half of them, but he does not have a reputation as a cutter. He's going to do what is best for you guys. He's out in Chesterfield, 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Seeing more bees, wasps, or hornets around your home? Carpenter bees can damage wood structures, and wasps and hornets often hide nests inside walls. Don't risk getting stung. Let Rottler Pest Solutions protect your home and family. Call Rottler today or visit Rottler.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent
Rev up your
these
Cardinals
terrible events
wardrobe on
before
Friday,
they
July
occur?
10th when the Cardinals battle the Braves. That night, fans can shift into style with the Cardinals garage-style button-up presented by Brown & Crouppen. A retro-inspired look featuring detailed stitching and a classic patch for vintage game day vibes. It's available in medium and extra large while supplies last. Gear up and take this look for a spin. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Dustin May. See you at Busch Stadium.
Sail on down for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th, when the Cardinals take on the Braves. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat, perfect for smooth sailing all summer long. Don't miss a pregame concert by the Yacht Rockers on the Budweiser stage. Set the vibe and cruise into the weekend. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/theme.
I want to encourage you guys that,